All right, y'all, let's jump into this. So this very first video is a video entitled Tina Knowles Exposes Jay-Z of Controlling Beyonce with Drugs. So like I said, we were going to take a little slow walk through this. Forgive me if I'm not way too much in the comments. I wish I had somebody here who could put comments up for me. Well, one day we'll have that, but right now we don't. Until we do, just understand that I'm not in the comments, just so I can stay focused on what we're talking about, because I think sometimes I get off track. So what we're going to be looking at first. Hold on, let me get right. The first thing we're going to be looking at is this video. It's on a channel called Culture Covered. Excuse me, on YouTube. And the title is, let me make it bigger. Tina Knowles exposes Jay-Z of controlling. Exposes Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce with drugs. And you see Tina Knowles' face, right? So I just want to take a second and I want to ask you guys, given that headline, given this image, what's the first thing that comes to mind if you were to scroll across this story? Shut up, Cancer Queen. She said Beyonce probably annoying. Well, they are about 15, 20 years apart. I know every man I've dated who was 20 years older than me, I got on his nerves too. Because I was young. Y'all know Jay-Z got hip problems and, he got all kind of shit going on. He 50 something. Beyonce just turned 40. No, she's 41. So they're completely different. But yeah, Jason, her mom looks hideous. Absolutely. It's not an attractive picture to start. So what I learned, excuse me, what I learned in broadcast school was how to present somebody to tell a certain story and how to capture certain sound bites and certain images to tell the story that I wanted to tell. And so, but without breaking it down too much, I just wanted to put this in your face so that you could see what I see when we first enter this story. Okay. Um, so let's listen.
It's perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah. I'm gonna start it over, okay?
It's
My
just
volume was high.
perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
More disturbing.
Okay, so did you guys hear what she just said? If you heard what she just said, please hit a 1. If you did not hear or understand what she said, please give me a 2. And if it wasn't loud enough, let me know so I could work on that. Shanika said she heard. Tina says she tired of these two. Miss Naders, it was a 2. Okay. I'm going to play it again and I'm going to give you some closed captions as well. Okay. Because I think that these sound bites are very important. Remember, they're called sound bites, just a piece of what somebody said. So the title of this is Tina Knowles exposes Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce with drugs. Okay. And it makes me so angry, y'all. My heart is really like, whoo, I'm pissed because I know the end of this story and I'm mad. So I'm going to play it again with the captions. Let me know what you heard.
It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
More.
Did you hear it? She said it's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what. It's just what everybody thinks. It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what. It's just what everybody thinks. Can you give me an idea if the title of this story is Tina Knowles exposes Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce with drugs? What do you think it is? Hey, Miss T Taylor, baby. What do you think it is that's perpetuated over and over? And that's just what everybody thinks it is. What do you think she's talking about? It's just perpetuated over and over, and that's just what everybody thinks. She sounds pissed, right? But what is she pissed about? Yes, this channel is for entertainment purposes only. That's why it's listed as a comedy channel. Come on, somebody. Thank you. You always got my back. I appreciate you. And everything here is allegedly too. It is the story. Thank you. So you would think, Tiffany, that it being that Jay-Z controlling Beyonce with drugs is perpetuated over and over again. Can somebody who may have that line of thinking give me a 1? And if you think we're reaching to think that's what she's talking about, can you give me a 2? Based on what you see here. Based on the title of the story, does it make sense when she says it's just perpetuated over and over again? It's It's just what everybody thinks. You think she's talking about Jay-Z controlling Beyonce with drugs, right? That makes sense, right? I need a little bit more feedback. I appreciate you, Shanika. Thanks, Miss Naders. Thanks, Africandy Mind 86. Okay. So she might be talking about the truth of her daughter coming out. Yes, it does. We discuss controversial shit over here. Yeah, okay. So I just want to make sure. Okay, so when she says it's just perpetuated over and over again, and that's what everybody thinks, we have reason to believe she's talking about Jay-Z controlling Beyonce with drugs. That maybe if we were to even use some sly language, we could say Jay-Z controlling Beyonce with drugs is just perpetuated over and over again. And Jay-Z controlling Beyonce with drugs is just what everybody thinks. Am I are we on the same page? That's the story that's being told by the title and the very first line? Exactly. Okay. I just want to make sure.
It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
More disturbing rumors are starting to emerge about Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. And according to multiple insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
There's been a lot of speculation lately that
Okay, let me stop that. I want to go back to. Anybody catch what Tina Knowles just said? Did anybody catch that? I'll play it again because I think it's very, very, very important to this story and the image that is on the screen while she's saying what she said. I'm gonna play
Tina
that part
is
again.
worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
So the narrator, who sounds like a white woman, says Tina is concerned that Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs. Okay. And Tina follows up, the soundbite follows up to support what the narrator says by
I can
saying,
remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
There's been a lot.
what did Tina just say, y'all? Somebody help me out. Tina said to support the narrator says that Tina is concerned about Jay-Z drugging her daughter. And so to support what the narrator said, they say, "Hey, Miss Taylor, that's for you." Oh, y'all talking to each other. Uh, y'all crazy. Um, to support the narrator, just take this slow walk with me, y'all, because this is really important. To support the narrator saying Tina Knowles is concerned about Jay-Z drugging her daughter, here's the soundbite and pay close attention
I
to the
remember getting on a
images.
plane.
Mom, Tina is worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
Okay, so Beyonce's mom, Tina, is concerned that Jay-Z is controlling her daughter, Beyonce, with drugs. Okay, that's what the doggone narrator said. So here's the soundbite that's supposed to prove to you that Tina is concerned.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
There's been a lot of.
So Tina says her soundbite is, "I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman said to me, 'Oh, your daughter is Beyonce. Your son is Jay-Z. How did you let your daughter marry a gangster rapper?'" That's supposed to be Tina supporting or proving that the narrator's telling the truth, that Tina is concerned that Jay-Z is drugging Beyonce. Can you tell me where in what Tina said Is there support that she's concerned that Jay-Z is drugging Beyonce? Was there anywhere in what she just said that supported that? I'm going to play it again because we're going to take this slow walk together, y'all.
Jay-Z's marriage. And according to multiple insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
There's been a lot of speculation lately that Jay
So did she say, I'm concerned that Jay-Z is drugging my daughter? Did she say that? Now, I'm going to warn you, these are the only two sound bites in this entire story from Tina Knowles. I'm going to warn you. These are the only sound bites in this entire story from Tina Knowles. So I ain't holding you. Did anything in what she just said? So I remember getting on a plane and this white lady said to me, "Oh, your daughter's Beyonce? Isn't her husband a gangster rapper?" Can you help me understand where in that Tina said, I'm concerned that Jay-Z is drugging my daughter? Did Tina Knowles so far support, has Tina Knowles so far in the first 22 seconds of this story exposed Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce with drugs? Yes, I play it. I play it from the beginning as well.
It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
More disturbing rumors are starting to emerge about Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. And according to multiple insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
There's been a lot of speculation lately that
Can you give it to me? Can you give me anywhere? See, now, one thing I learned in broadcast school is what's called the inverted pyramid. If you have a story, the very first few lines are supposed to be the hitter. That's where, I talked to the president and his quote was, bombs flew over Baghdad and the neighbors said, okay? So it's supposed to be these first 30 seconds of this story are supposed to be the shit as to what is being talked about. It's supposed to be relevant. It's supposed to be important. It's supposed to be supportive. Okay? So I wouldn't say bombs flew over Baghdad and then have somebody give me a quote about eating McDonald's burger because it doesn't go together, right? I wouldn't do that. That's not good news. That's not good journalism. That's not good reporting. Am I right? I wouldn't say President Bush got a shoe thrown at him and then give you a soundbite of somebody singing happy birthday to their dog. Those two things don't go together, right? I want you to remember that, and I want you to hold on to that. And I'm gonna try to keep my emotions to myself because this really pisses me off. So I want to mention this so far that this story's titled "Tina Knowles exposes Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce with drugs," and I asked Beyonce, like, "What do you say about this?" And she said, "What did my mother say about this?" And I said, "Well, your mother said this."
It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
And Beyonce said, "But what was my mama talking about?" And I said, "She was talking about Jay-Z controlling you with drugs." She was like, "Go to the source, bitch. You know better." I said, "Okay, babe, I got you. I'm going to go to the source." And we're going to go to the source, just not yet. Just not yet. Let's keep playing this.
Rumors are starting to emerge about Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. And according to multiple insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
Because, hold on. Because Jay-Z said, "What did my mom say?" Beyonce asked me, "What did my mother say?" Examine what my mother said, and that will give you all the information that you need. They're saying that my mom is concerned that my husband is drugging me. They're saying that my mom has exposed my husband for controlling me with drugs. What did my mom say? So we know the first thing she said was that there's well, let's go back to it. Let's let her say it so I don't misspeak, mama.
It's just perpetuated over.
It's just perpetuated over and over again. That's what everybody's thinking. That's what Miss Tina said, right? That's what she said, right?
And over, no matter what.
Y'all don't put Donut out. He's
It's
watching
just what
me.
everybody thinks.
More disturbing rumors are
He's in my house tonight because nobody's in his. Y'all don't worry about that little nigga. Listen, he might pick up some notes from us on how to think and break things down. Don't pay him any attention, sweetie. Y'all stay here with me. Don't let Donut distract you. Think about the name, okay?
starting to emerge about Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. And according to multiple insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is worried Jay-Z is controlling her.
So according to insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is concerned. And she's worried that Jay-Z is controlling Beyonce with drugs. And this is her saying
with
that.
drugs.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying,
I see you,
"Oh,
Kate.
your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
There's been a lot of speculation.
I mean, I heard her say a white woman said, la ba da ba dee. That's what I heard her say. Was there anywhere in there that she expressed worry or concern with the issue at hand? Give me a yes or a no in the chat. Give me a yes or a no. In what you heard her say, did she express concern about Jay-Z drugging Beyonce in any way? Could it be ascertained that that was concern coming from her? Could it be deduced that she was expressing concern? Could it be possible that that was her crying out for help? No, she did not. She said something, and it was put in this story. But she never once said right then and there, I'm concerned about this thing right here, about this person right here doing this thing right here. She didn't say it. Let's keep watching.
Lately, that Jay-Z is holding Beyonce hostage in their marriage and giving her illegal substances to keep her under control. Many fans have also noticed that Beyonce completely lost her spark ever since Jay got exposed for cheating, and they're saying it's truly terrifying how hypnotized and dazed Beyonce looks these days.
Upcoming artist. With illness, Glenn could not be here tonight. He's fighting his illness with the same determination.
I told y'all that's her only soundbite in the whole story, didn't I?
But it's not just fans.
If you see another soundbite from Tina Knowles in this story, you tell me. We gonna watch it.
Tina is also concerned about rumors that Jay got her daughter hooked on drugs. So what exactly did Tina say about Jay's controlling ways?
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Though Tina
What did Tina just say about Jay-Z's controlling ways and drugging her daughter? What did Tina just say?
Jay's controlling ways.
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
What did Tina just say about Jay-Z controlling her daughter with drugs? Let me give it to you again. I said that was the last sound, but I apologize.
About Jay's controlling ways.
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
I'm trying to get the whole Jay-Z controlling her daughter with drugs part. I'm trying to catch it because I didn't hear her say that.
About Jay's controlling ways.
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Though Tina Knowles previously,
you know, Chris, hold it to yourself for a moment. Chris, I normally would say spill the beans, but for this conversation, I'm gonna ask you to hold all your intelligence to yourself. Because if you know where I'm going and you know where I'm at, just pray for me and pray us through this. Because this one right here is big. If you already know, please keep it to yourself. I normally ask us to talk about it. You know, I'll post the comments that spoil it because I think it's a fun conversation. But for this one, if you know, pray for your people and pray that our minds are willing to be open to our perception of ourselves. Okay? And how a few sound bites and a few key words can make us believe absolutely anything about ourselves. Okay, remember what Jay-Z said. He said, why it gotta be the Illuminati if a nigga shine? So let me go back to what mama said. Because everybody told me. I talked to Jay, I talked to Beyonce, I talked to Tina. Everybody said go back to the source. And we ain't even got there yet. What my niggas say, we ain't even had breakfast yet.
It's controlling ways.
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up.
Tina Knowles said that about her own son-in-law, and this was also proof that he's drugging and controlling her. Thank you, Shanika. Thank you. I know I'm not the only person that got this because wisdom is infinite. It's just somebody got a mic and says it. The part of the reason why I got back to YouTube was because I was tired of yelling at the TV. I was tired of yelling at the TV. So I was like, let me go ahead and just yell with some people who know what's tea. So in what you just heard, she said uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could get. Is she saying that Jay-Z is controlling Beyonce with drugs and any of that? Just give me a yes or a no in the chat. We are praying. Thank you to whoever you pray to. I pray to myself. I pray to myself this time next year. Honestly, I'll be like 2024. All right. Did she say when she said uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with? Did she say, oh God, the ethics are gone? Do you hear me? And there's a certain way black people allow ourselves to be talked to in the media, and we don't even know we being talked to. Have you ever met somebody who's from Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, a black person in a real small town, and they're treated in a racist way and they don't even know it because they're so used to that environment, and you come from somewhere else and you're like, why you let them talk to you like that? Why you let them do you like that? And they don't even see it. Well, this is us right before us. There was one particular thing about this that made everybody believe. And we gonna get to it. So let me continue to let this play.
Though Tina Knowles previously defended Jay when the Beehive came after him, it looks like she's now changed her mind about her son-in-law. Tina is allegedly extremely worried about rumors that Jay-Z is controlling Beyonce by supplying her with drugs. In case you missed it, several industry insiders recently came forward with claims that Jay-Z is controlling and drugging Beyonce, and her fans even got the Free Beyonce hashtag trending on Twitter. Ever since Jay-Z publicly admitted he cheated on Beyonce several years ago, fans have been saying that Beyonce is acting very strange, and it almost seems like she's not in full control of her actions.
Now, she said, in case you missed it, and I haven't seen a soundbite from any of them. In case you missed it, several insiders have come out saying, did she give you anything to support that? Did she give you anything? A quote, an article, a soundbite, a TikTok, a phone call, a diary submission, a tweet, an Instagram post, a quote in the newspaper? Did she give you any support of the statement that several insiders have come out and said, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah? You know, this is all semantics. Okay? Okay? Somebody talk to me.
Rumors about Jay being unfaithful have been swirling around since the early 2000s, and Jay was linked to everyone from his record label artists Rihanna and Rita Ora to his former friend Dame Dash's ex-wife Rachel Roy. The rumors reached a boiling point back in May 2014 when shocking footage leaked showing Beyonce's sister Solange attacking Jay in an elevator at the Met Gala, while Beyonce just stood there looking completely hypnotized. One insider told E! News that Solange lost it because she saw Jay getting close with Rachel Roy at the Met Gala.
I mean,
afterparty.
where are them quotes and screenshots and text for the several insiders? Where's the proof? Where's the proof of these several insiders? Because we see now that she just took some stuff Tina Knowles said and said she said something that we still ain't seen her say it. When there's $1 billion, what she say? Dang, I can say it in my head. I've never sang it out loud. Of course, it's gonna go down when there's $1 billion on the elevator. Isn't that it right there, Miss T. Taylor, baby? Of course, sometimes shit go down when it's $1 billion on the elevator. She wasn't hypnotized. I mean, who knows what that situation is? There's so much speculation about what that were. I mean, those were fucking, that's a brother and sister-in-law. If you ain't never fought with your brother and sister, even your brother and sister in law, they travel together. They got kids who are cousins. They could have been fighting about anything. They could have been fighting about absolutely anything. And when they got off that elevator, they did just like me and my brother and them used to do. We straightened our shit up. Soon as we got off that elevator, man, I grew up in a church house. We used to fight like cats and dogs behind the scene. Soon as we got off that elevator, soon as we got out that car, and it was time to roll up to the next church, we straightened that shit out. Me and my mama and my daddy and my brother. We used to fight like hoodlums. Soon as we got in public, I don't give a fuck what you do behind the clean. When you get out in them goddamn streets, your family and you act like it. Man, please. Please. That's a fucking brother and sister. They've been knowing each other since she was. Do you realize that Jay-Z started dating Beyonce when I was 17? I'm 43, 42. He started dating her when I was 17 and Solange was maybe 14. They've known each other all their lives. There's no telling what they were fighting about. What you do know is Jay-Z never laid his hand on Solange and Beyonce didn't get in it. That could have been about anything. She could have found out that nigga reneged at the game of spades 3 years ago. I take that shit just that serious. They could have been fighting about absolutely anything, and the fact that they've never told us means it's none of our business. Beyonce put out a whole album to tell you her husband cheated on you, and she ain't cheated on her, and she ain't told you yet what they was fighting about in that elevator. Because it's none of our goddamn business. I've heard so many different stories. Yeah, I'm an 80s baby, to be honest with you. I was born in 1980 on the dot. I made it in third quarter. Anyway, let me let this play so we can
Solange
get
later
this scene,
confronted
get to
Jay
the
about
next one.
flirting with Rachel. She started saying some disrespectful things to her and Beyonce, and that's when all hell broke loose in the elevator. And that's also why Beyonce just stood back and let Solange hit Jay. Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Solange never explained exactly what happened in that elevator, and they only released a PR statement saying this was an unfortunate accident and claiming that the family has worked through it. But then,
It ain't
just
none of
a
y'all's
few months
business.
after the elevator incident, Beyonce again sparked speculation she was using drugs after she was filmed acting bizarre at a Brooklyn Nets game. The Daily Mail reported at the time.
They said I never thought that was bizarre. Can I be honest with you? I never thought that was bizarre because I be high as fuck too. And I be having my ear pods in, not wanting to be there. I'm with my man. I'm with my man. She said you bring me along to make the deal sweeter or whatever she said in upgrade. You bring me along she's eye candy. Don't nobody want to see Jay-Z sitting there by himself. And as soon as you do, they gonna have all kind of rumors anyway. You ain't never heard Beyonce say nothing about basketball. She there with her man because she there with her man. He probably went to a ballet with her. They probably owe each other. But she ain't there because she don't want to be there. If she really wanted to be there, she'd be there. Shit, how many times y'all sat in church and acted like you was there? You ain't there. I've been high as fuck. Listen. She was high. Ain't you? I like you for a reason too. You an 81 baby. I think the 80s and 90s was it, y'all. I think that was the end of it, y'all. I think they wrapped up humanity with us. Forgive me if you less than that, but I've already looked at my analytics. Everybody in here is from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah, I would be doing the same motherfucking thing. I used to be in the choir stand, lit as fuck off some Four Loco and some street weed. About to sing. About to sing. Do 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 do. High as fuck. To me, high as fuck. Do you understand? She might have had some AirPods in her ears, and they got shit you can put in your ears and can't nobody see. And she never came out and said anything about it because what's the need to? She's like, Donna, any attention is attention. You know? I don't see the problem. Shit, it was a Saturday afternoon. She wasn't working.
Well, Jay-Z, who was sitting next to her, awkwardly squinted back and forth at the
And ain't nobody got no
screen.
pictures.
By this point, Beyonce had already started working on her album Lemonade.
And let me just go back to the point of the conversation. Have we heard Tina Knowles say anything yet that supports that she's exposing Jay-Z? Elevated to the vapist. 1970. I love it. Sometimes I wish I was born in 1970. I think if I was born in 1970, the activist in me would be in place. I think I was born too late to be the kind of activist I am. Because the activist I am is an Asada Shakur kind of activist. But just like Asada Shakur, I know how to get the hell out the country too. Um, you understand what I'm saying? We all smoking, everybody ill, and she got money. She could do a whole lot of shit we can't afford to do. So when you talk about getting high, she can get high. She was chilling. Picture it. Saturday afternoon. It's raining outside and you at a basketball game and you're not at work. And all you hear is squeak, squeak. And who knows what music was playing over the thing, because you know they be playing like 5 seconds of a real hot song at a basketball game and then they stop. And she might have still been playing that song in her head. I'm not saying this because I'm a Beyonce fan. I'm saying this because I know how to think. Okay? I know how to think. I also know what it takes to be a professional and be able to do your job for 20 something years to the capacity that some people do it. And I also know that you got to be on some type of painkiller 24/7 to do that kind of job when you using your body at 40 something years old in the ways that she does. Oh, somebody asked what my Cash App is. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me make sure you can see it. You know, money is my love language. So, Sir Smiles Lightfoot, I really do appreciate it. Um, yeah, so far, we're 3 minutes into this story, if you can see the timestamp. And she might be a functional addict, Kita G. She just might. I mean, all of us are a functional addict to something, and I'm not excusing drug abuse. I'm not by any means. I'm just saying the question is, was Jaguar right? And did Tina Knowles actually expose Jay-Z? Okay. And I think once we get into this, and I'm loving this conversation, once you know it, Visions. So your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts your soul family. But I think once we dig into this conversation a little bit more and do some comparison, we'll be able to see things a little bit more clearly. I'm just taking a slow walk with y'all tonight because you deserve it.
Details all the emotional stages she went through.
Listen, we have worked really feverishly on this Jaguar Wright stuff over the last few weeks. We enjoy a nice slow walk tonight.
After learning Jay-Z cheated on her,
Not having to call
Beyonce
911 in the
forgiving
background
Jay
and shit.
celebrating their power couple status. And Jay later claimed he and Beyonce decided to fight for their love because they wanted to break generational
Why wasn't
cycles
that the
of trauma.
headline?
And, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, to break that cycle. For Black men and women, to see a different outcome.
If the shoe had been on the other foot, if the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope. Again, because I love her the same way. No matter what side, I love her the same way. I pray that I will, because her strength and her, man, is the strongest woman I know. Like, her and my mother, they battling for one.
However, Beyonce fans were not buying this, and many of them.
Now, I'm not going to break down Jay-Z's behavior there because I know controlling men can be very manipulative and deceptive. I was raised by one, so I'm very keen on that behavior. He doesn't come off to me as controlling. I'm not quite sure because I don't know. But when you come into these kind of Hollywood relationships, you can see a whole lot of things. Gratitude to you too. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. I hope you've enjoyed everything. He might be lying, He might be lying about all that. I don't think men can take infidelity like women have to. And that just is what it is, But let me continue to let this play.
Cheated on Jay, he would have never stayed with her. And even if he would have, the narrative would have been completely different, and people would mock him for staying instead of praising him for being strong. This is also when a lot of people started speculating that Beyonce can't leave Jay-Z because she's been with him ever since she was a teenager, and she doesn't know how to be on her own. See, Beyonce previously said that she was 18 when she met Jay. However, Jay has a long track record of getting involved with much younger women, and several sources have claimed that Beyonce was actually just 16 when she met 28-year-old Jay, and that's when he allegedly started plotting to get with her. Besides that, Jay had a close relationship with R. Kelly, and he actually continued working with him even after he found out Kelly manipulated and illegally married 15-year-old.
Sometimes it takes a minute to come through.
Everyone knew what R. Kelly had done to Aaliyah, but Jay didn't care, and he went on to release a joint album with him.
But I've been tight about this shit for years. So to be honest, like, if you remember The Best of Both Worlds, you don't see my name on it. You know what I mean? And
Your name
Oh,
is
that's
now
a
either out.
cutie.
Hell
Thank
no, I
you.
never wanted no parts of that. So
Thank you
when
for the
homie
cash
was
app.
doing that shit, I
I'm
was
waiting
like,
for yours.
bro,
I know it's coming through. Thank
you
you.
know our homie violated, and he violated my girl. He violated a friend of yours.
Dame also claimed that Jay was pursuing Aaliyah and trying very hard to get with her. But then when Aaliyah tragically died in a plane accident in
Now we
2001,
all the way
Jay
over to
went public
Aaliyah.
with Beyonce
Ooh,
just months
I
later.
like
What's
that
also
sound.
disturbing is that Jay himself admitted in his song
Thank you very
444 that he
much,
didn't treat
Tamari. I
Beyonce
appreciate
as his
that.
equal.
Was
And on
that
her
you?
21st birthday, he warned her not to embarrass him instead of claiming her as his girlfriend. A lot of
Thank you.
Beyonce's
That
fans
was
have said
you.
that
Thank
this
you very
definitely
much. I
amounts to
appreciate you, Sir
grooming because
Smiles.
Jay-Z was way more experienced than
I have to remember
Beyonce
you.
when he
That's your
met her.
name,
And he
so I don't say it.
basically did the same thing to her that he tried with Foxy Brown and Aaliyah. But Beyonce is a grown woman now, and if she wanted
Got
to
it.
leave
Thank
Jay, she
you.
could easily do it. And plus, the
She
Beehive would
could.
probably support her in this decision. So how come Beyonce decided to stay by Jay-Z's side after he publicly humiliated her so many
Because
times?
she wanted
Well,
to.
according to several people with inside knowledge,
That's
the
her
reason
nigga.
Beyonce can't leave Jay-Z is because he's secretly controlling her with drugs.
How many of y'all with niggas you ain't got no business with? Years. Years. Niggas ain't even got drugs. Hardly got good dick and ain't got no money. How many of y'all addicted to a nigga that ain't no good and you need to let him go? Or a woman or whoever. People stay with people they want to be with. You got to understand these people came up in show business together. You can't trust nobody. They've been together for 20 something years. They had a whole relationship y'all didn't even know about. They together because they want to be together. Listen, I'm not saying it's true or it's not true. The question is Tina Knowles exposing Jay-Z in this story so far? Did Tina Knowles expose Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce? Let's just take what was used as a soundbite. Did those sound bites support the headline? Give me a 1 in the chat if you say yes. I believe that what Tina Knowles said was supporting. Give me a 2 in the chat if you say no. I don't think that that's not what was T. If you know, go ahead and say yes or no. Now that you're getting ready to see this like this, just don't spoil it. Don't spill all the tea. Oh, good, Regina. It's my pleasure. I've been enjoying talking with you in the comments as well. Thank you. Yeah, I do believe that the First Amendment is to be supported. I also am responsible for what comes out of me as a vessel, so I don't just slang words everywhere all willy nilly. They're together. They want to be. They told you they made a decision to be a family, and that's just the decision that they've made. No, Tina Knowles has not. She's not said that Jay-Z was controlling Beyonce. And I'm wondering why the person who made this article hasn't gotten sued yet.
Well, according to several people with inside knowledge, the reason Beyonce can't leave Jay-Z is because he's secretly controlling her with drugs. One of these people is Jay's former background
They
singer,
hate black
Jaguar Wright, who
relationships, man.
publicly accused Jay of drugging Beyonce and said he was a monster with no conscience.
Jay-Z. Why has Jay-Z been coming up with you lately?
Because he's a monster. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in a catatonic
no, girl.
I mean, I'm looking for a picture, a photo, a video, because they got a video of Jaguar Wright snorting cocaine on the table. Is all I'm saying. I mean, we got a video of Jaguar Wright selling musty pussy at the Jamaican spot. We got a video of Jaguar Wright smearing her son's ashes all over strangers. I mean, these are all crimes. These are all crimes. I'm just trying to figure out, like, where's the proof? And we ain't heard nothing about that investigation.
Not my beautiful Beyonce.
Jaguar also said Beyonce's fans need to start their own version of the Free Britney movement.
You know what? I asked myself, who did Jaguar Wright pay? Because the lady said several insiders, and I just knew that was the moment she was going to put that shit in the story, and she didn't. I said, well, then why didn't you put it where it was supposed to be? Why you wait all the way until 6 minutes in when somebody would have clicked off already? Oh, okay. Because now it's just dragging stuff on. Okay. Excuse me. Ooh, that lemonade. Man. Speaking of lemonade.
Because Beyonce is literally a prisoner in her own life.
I tell you this right now, y'all talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Jaguar's claims were later backed up by a man.
Now, this is a woman who says that she's been editing her life on the interwebs for the last 3 years so her husband doesn't look like a monster. She said her husband has been beating her and the dog, but not Sam and not her mama. She said that so many things she said, but she's going to, she's got us thinking this man is a horrible person. He done pulled a gun out on her. She had to get out on the side of the highway and hitchhike in Shreveport. Remember, y'all? Remember all these things were happening? This man just robbed her and beat her, but she's focused on getting Beyonce free. But she's been living this life.
Uncle Ron, and claims to have worked as Beyonce's personal bodyguard. Uncle Ron recently went viral on TikTok when he claimed that Beyonce is a full-blown addict and that Jay has been supplying her with drugs for years to keep her under his control.
But I say, man, yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
Where is his evidence? And if I was married to the weed man, I'd be smoking too. Wouldn't you?
Y'all wish it what you wish it to stay on top.
And they on top. So
But
why
there's
you
one-
mad? That's the thing that bothers me. People get mad at those of us who are not Christians and choose to worship either ourselves or another god or the devil. But we winning. Excuse me. We winning. Maybe you should be mad at your God. If you worshiping your God and you ain't winning, then maybe you shouldn't be mad at me. Maybe you should be mad at the God you choose to worship.
Thing about
Because
me,
we
bro.
good over
And
here.
then, just days after Uncle Ron made these claims on TikTok, Beyonce and Jay-Z attended a pre-Grammys party at the Hollywood Palladium. And once again, Beyonce looked completely out of it while Jay was seen guiding her to a car and trying to stop the paparazzi from taking pictures. So now that all these rumors have started...
You ever been out with your man and you've been drunk? And you've been, the kids with their grandma or whatever, and you with your niggas so you can let loose? Now, I guarantee you ain't never want to run a car into somewhere and then put it on fire. And I guarantee you, if Beyonce was at the bar licking on another bitch, she didn't put it on TikTok. See, because that's the problem that I have. When I asked, was Jaguar right about Jay-Z and Beyonce? Like, you putting your mouth on somebody. Oh, okay, I will. I'm happy to. You putting your mouth on somebody. Thank you. You putting your mouth on another person, and you got all this shit. And yes, I would hope, Snaders, have we ever protected each other from our photos getting taken by the paparazzi? Have we ever said boo pie wall? Just a water pie and taking somebody's phone? Have you ever looked across the space and said they taking a picture of you and we went over there and got them? Have I ever looked out for you, Miss Snaders, and said, hey, they taking a picture of you? Would I let the paparazzi take a picture of you? Hell no. Would you let the paparazzi? Not for free. Lil, buy quiet, nigga. I said, Lil, buy quiet. I want my money. And that's all Jay-Z was saying. You can't just be taking free pictures of my wife. Absolutely not. We've been in that position before. When I first had my daughter, that baby went out with a veil covering her face. And people would try to take the veil up. Mind you, she was in China. But people would try to take the veil off. We used to have to fight people. No, you can't just take a picture of a person just because you want to. Does that mean he got her on drugs? 50 quiet. No, baby, that's 600. Liu, buy. Liu, buy, quiet. Liu, buy. Buy is 100. Liu is 6. Warrior, Liu, buy, quiet. I want my money, nigga. Shoot, I made a woman pay me 90 kwai once because she was touching my hair. And when I turned around, my apple cider vinegar fell out my bag and fell on the ground. And her face got all busted up because the apple cider vinegar did it for me. The apple cider vinegar jumped out my bag on its own when I turned around, and it flew over my shoulder and hit her in the face and hit the ground. That lady's face was fucked up. And I made her pay me for that bottle of vinegar. Water, Joshua Kwai. Joshua Kwai. Denali, Joshua Kwai. Where's my 90 Kwai? She gave me that money and I hurried home because it was a crowd forming. And in China, you don't let a crowd form around you. But no, people got a right to their privacy. So he's controlling her because he won't let the paparazzi take a picture of her. Because everybody want to see you when you slipping. People love to catch you when you slipping. Why would you want to take a picture of somebody who's been drinking, who's been kicking it, who might be high? Why would that be your interest? You know this person's livelihood rests on their image. Why, paparazzi, would you be so interested in taking a picture of that woman that you would make her husband have to step between you and her? You know she ain't at her best. Come on, somebody. Quit playing with me. And you know Virgos don't play like that. When it comes to the look and the image, Virgos take 7 hours to get dressed to go to the grocery store. Okay? You fart at Beyonce's show and she forget the whole song. She be so fucking focused. You can't play with Virgos like that. They are routine, one-track people. And this woman is out with her husband kicking it. Yeah, she might have been on a little something. I'm telling you, I'm trying to make a trip to Sedona. That's where they say them shrooms be at. We're going to have to get in the car and make a little trip to Sedona. Thank you, Keita. I'm glad I said something that made somebody happy when it came to them signs. I can't tell you how many people got mad about what I said about Tauruses. Please don't stereotype the Taurus. I said it was a stereotype. I mean, it ain't your name if you don't answer to it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Miss T. Taylor, baby, said you better get them motherfucking likes up. Rockabye, baby. That was Miss T. Taylor, baby. That's what she said. That sound like you, too. That's what you would have said, too. Tell me I'm lying. Now, Brittany is a different situation. Brittany does not want to be in the situation she's in. Brittany has come out and said it herself. So I asked Beyonce, what do you like? You've never come out and said anything like this. And she said, if it was true, I'd say it. Why wouldn't I? She said, why wouldn't I in this day and age? If this was true and if I didn't like my life, why wouldn't I? Why would I keep it a secret? What reason do I have to hide it? He got shooters, I got shooters. His shooters are my shooters. That's what Beyonce told me. She was like, it doesn't even make any sense. And I'm still trying to figure out where Tina Knowles exposed Jay-Z.
Popping up about Jay-Z's controlling ways. How does Beyonce's
Thank
mom
you, Sir
Tina
Smiles.
feel
I
about
appreciate
all
it.
of this? Is she worried that Jay is keeping
Thank
Beyonce
you.
on drugs? Well, it's interesting that back in 2021, Tina publicly defended Jay after fans expressed concern over Jay being controlling and constantly rubbing Beyonce's leg when they're in public. Tina took to her Instagram to defend her son-in-law and wrote, when you love someone and like them, you just want to touch them. For those of you who don't understand, try it sometimes. It works.
Since when do we have a problem with a man touching his wife? That's a problem? So damn, you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. If they out and they not touching, things seem frigid between the Carter, whatever her name is, the Knowles Carters. Things seem frigid. But then he rubbing on her leg, now he controlling. I mean, white people are so uncomfortable with black affection. It's maddening to me. with black people being in love with each other. It is maddening to me. As a formerly married woman in a black neighborhood, in a white neighborhood, I will tell you, they are uncomfortable. Even as a mother, they are uncomfortable with the amount of affection I give my daughter in public. White people want to see me chastise my daughter. They want to see me, don't do that, sit down. No, 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 no. We don't speak to each other that way, not in public at least. They get uncomfortable with the amount of affection I give my daughter and rubbing her hair and holding her hand and loving all over her. They don't want to see us love each other. Do you hear me? And we take what they say with so much value that it changes how we feel about ourselves. Let me get there. I'm not going to
Also
jump to there
slammed
yet.
fans who said Beyonce has anxiety, and she called them comical for turning something good and healthy into something that it's not. If someone has anxiety, then it's great for their partner to touch them to calm and reassure them. That's a beautiful thing, Tina wrote. It just happens to not be the case here. However, Tina is now allegedly becoming worried because the rumors of
If you got to hang out with Beyonce, wouldn't you be touching all over her?
about Jay-Z drugging and controlling Beyonce are getting louder by the day. The Beehive even recently started the Free Beyonce hashtag on Twitter, and many of them are saying Tina needs to help her daughter escape the clutches of her controlling husband. My most anticipated divorce for real. This has to happen at some point.
I'm going to let you take a look at this real quick because I want you to look at the picture and I want you to look at what is being said. And I don't care who's in this room because this is my house. Okay? The biggest enemy of every white woman on the planet is a black woman. They want to be you. They want to be like you. They want to have what you have. They want to know what you know. And for a white woman to sit here and talk about a black couple this way makes me want to punch her in the fucking face. And for the woman who is narrating this to sound so much like a white woman and to use Tina Knowles in this story in her face. Y'all, I'm trying not to jump to the end.
One fan tweeted, he was a grown-ass man and met her when she was 18. She literally spent most of her life with him, gave him children, and I don't buy she's happy after he cheated. Probably staying together because of the kids. Free Beyonce. Another fan shared a video clip from the Grammys showing Beyonce saying no after...
That bitch said that was the most anticipated divorce. She said, I don't give a fuck about Donald and Melania. She said this is the most anticipated divorce. What? I just feel like there's some lines we have to draw when it comes to our couples in our community and people that support our causes. Because these are people who've supported our causes and taken care of us and represented us. They are not disconnected. They've done things behind the scenes and undercover to push the black culture forward, to push black politics, to make sure that we get seats at tables and representation, and unapologetically, at the risk of their own lives and their own careers and their own livelihoods, and that of their children and their great-grandchildren. I just wouldn't talk like this about somebody of a culture like black people who've worked so hard to build families. I wouldn't open my mouth and say something like this about a culture that has gone through what this culture has gone through to have families. And especially in the culture of entertainment where black men don't choose black women and black women aren't allowed to choose black men. I just think she should keep her fucking mouth shut, and I want to see her in the street. Because her mom and daddy divorced don't mean everybody else got to be. You feel me? Excuse me. I think that there are times when people need to get divorces, but if you choose to stay together, more power to you. If that's what you want, then I'm here for it. Excuse me. But I think that with black people, we don't protect our culture enough when it comes to things like this. That something like this, that even that even a person who narrated this would feel comfortable speaking about our people like this. Our Michelle and Barack. I can't stand them politically. Excuse me. Barack and Michelle could eat my ass politically. I can't stand now one of them. But they're a black couple. So you can't talk about them. Just like my mom and daddy. They were married for 40 years. Their marriage wasn't shit, but that was my mom and daddy. And they was together to the day they died. Can't say shit about them. I can, but you can't. It's just like that. So I think that there's a fence that we need to put around our culture so that these kinds of things can't just be said. My most anticipated divorce for real. This is a white woman who wants to see Beyonce divorced. And then what is she? A baby mama? Then what is she? A welfare queen? Then what is she? Somebody who needs to be saved? Then what is she? There's a level of protection that we need to have when it comes to our culture and our celebrities who act right, the ones who act right.
Man and met her when she was 18. She literally spent most of her life with him, gave him children, and I don't buy she's happy after he cheated. Probably staying together because of the kids. Free Beyonce. Another fan shared a video clip from the Grammys showing Beyonce saying no after Jay offered her a drink and wrote, Jay-Z's gesture after Beyonce said no is an indicator he likes controlling her. And she...
What was the gesture? He offered her a drink. She said no. He offered her again. She laughed and he put the drink down. I think he drank it and set it down. I mean, most men are controlling their women by saying you can't drink. Please help me understand. Am I misunderstanding that? Don't most men tell women you can't drink, you can't wear that, you can't do that? Most men who are controlling aren't slipping alcohol to their woman. It's quite the opposite, if I understand correctly. I'm putting up your agreeds late because I like them right now. You feel me? I'm not saying he is and I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying we got to understand how we allow ourselves to be portrayed in the media and how we allow stories to be told about us and we allow keywords that trigger our psyche and our issues. You feel me? That's all I'm saying so far.
Learned to live in her moments. But how do you feel about all of this? Is Jay-Z really drugging and controlling Beyonce? And if these allegations are true, do you think that Beyonce's mom, Tina, knows about it? Let us know what you think in the comments and make sure you click on this.
Did you hear her ask the question to cover her ass? If this is really true, do you think her mom knows about it? Well, you said Tina Knowles exposed Jay-Z. So why would that be the last part? Why would you ask that question at the end? If it's happening, does she know about it? Hold on one second. Why would you ask that question at the end? If it's happening, do you think she knows about it? But you just told me, wait a minute.
Over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
So then why'd you ask me if it's happening, does she know about it? If that's, I mean, it just seems like a what they call a dialectic. A dialectic is when a conversation talks from on one extreme and another extreme just to confuse you, kind of, sort of, because there's never any kind of middle ground that makes sense. So I want to present to you now the person who brought us this rumor, excuse me, in the best context that I can think of to present this person and the way that they shared this story. Hold on one second. Let me get my tech together. I was right there and I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. And I do want to give you a trigger warning because the following content may contain suicide or self-harm topics. So I do want to give you a trigger warning. But this is a video of the person who has planted this story in our community. And I want to use the word plant very firmly, because nobody was thinking about this until this person started talking about this. But I want to show you this person from just a couple days ago, 48 hours ago. This video is 2 days old, posted by this person's best friend on one of this person's best friend's growing phantom YouTube channels. And this person, Tokyo Tony, the best friend, is also an employee of the company. So if you're an employee of Philadelphia and Goomba hijacked it, who are you working for? Who are you getting paid by? Anyway, let's go.
You've reached the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We are here to help. Para español, oprime el número 2. To reach the Veterans Crisis Line, if you are a U.S. veteran or service member or are calling about one, press 1 to connect with.
I'm playing this one for
Your call is
Abigail
being
Williams.
transferred to the Veterans
Nosy
Crisis Line.
bitch.
Your call will be recorded. Your call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes. During the silent transfer, you may hear beeps. Please stay on the line as your call is transferred to the next available VCL responder.
So y'all know who this is, right? Put your favorite name for this crazy person in the chat if you know who this is. And it's straight from
Veterans
Jaguar Wright's
Military
channel.
Crisis Line, this is Natasha. How may I
Let me just mention something real quick. If you look right here, you will see very clearly Jaguar Wright posted this to her own live. Okay? This is Jaguar Wright's live. This isn't somebody else in the room secretly videotaping her or any of that kind of bullshit. This is Jaguar Wright's live, and this is Jaguar Wright's best friend's channel. I'll show you. Hold on one second. This channel right here, Cups of Convo. If you'll notice, every single thing on this channel posted is about Jaguar Wright and from the perspective of Tokyo Tony somehow. It'd be a video of Tokyo Tony on the phone with Jaguar Wright. And this is the only place that's got it first. So, of course, we know this is Tokyo Tony. Okay. Who is an employee of Jaguar Wright's company that has been defunct since 2019.
help?
My husband's trying to kill me. He's stalking me. He's stealing my money. I can't get into any of my devices. He's now hacking and following me. He told me, well, actually, he didn't tell me. He told my goddaughter that if I can't.
Who's her goddaughter, y'all? Who is her goddaughter? Because I thought a goddaughter was assigned by the parents of somebody. So we're going to talk about that for a second, because I'm going to break that shit down. Before I even get to this other shit about Gerald, let's break that down. Who is her goddaughter? Her goddaughter is supposed to be Lasagna, who is also known, what's her real name? What's Legina's real name? Excuse me, because we're going to talk about this for a second. Legina's real name is Angela, right? And Angela says that her mother is who? Angela says her mother is who? Y'all tell me in the chat. Who does Angela say her mother is? Who does Angela tell us that her mother is? Who does she believe her mother is? Aaliyah, thank you. And who does Angela believe her father is? Who does Angela believe her father is? Because we're going to break this shit down right here. Excuse me for burping. Excuse me. Angela believes her father is R. Kelly. So Angela believes her mother is Aaliyah and her father is R. Kelly. And Jaguar Wright says that Angela is her goddaughter. Now, I believe, and I think this goes across cultures, that a godmother is assigned by parents of a child. Am I right? Godmother is assigned by the parents of a child, one or both. Yes or wrong? Am I wrong? I can't understand how, if you never met these people, you're her godmother. I think we got to be careful because I have a godson. I take that job very seriously. I didn't even like that boy when he was a kid. He was bad as fuck. But I have a godson. And if anything happens to his mother, I know what my responsibility is. So what are we talking about? Luckily for me, now he's in his 20s because his mama was fast. So how are you her godmother if you never met her parents? And one of them is deceased and the other one is in jail or in prison. So how do you assign yourself the role of a godparent? I told y'all, Jaguar gives people these family names: niece, nephew, sis, cuz, uncle. She gives people these family names. Can't nobody just be her friend. And the one nigga she said friend to, she was trying to sell some pussy to. She fakes her way into relationships with people. And she telling this lie. Because y'all know good and goddamn well this isn't true. But I'm going to let y'all go ahead and watch this because I want you to understand the context of the person who started this whole rumor. And then we're going to get to the source because I owe it to the Knowles Carter's family to get to the source. That's the responsibility they gave me when I talked to them about this.
Came home, he was going to consider me a threat and shoot me. I had to sleep in my car last night. I've had to call the police on him twice. Like, why don't you people go pick him up?
Hey, can I start by getting your name?
Is what she's saying the truth? Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a T in the chat if what she's saying is the truth. Give me a F in the chat if what she's saying is false. Damn, I sent that email to myself 4 hours ago and it's just not coming. My security is on point. I have a business email security that scans everything before it comes through. I couldn't even email myself earlier today. Give me a T in the chat if what she's saying about Gerald Johnson right now, her husband, is true. Give me a F in the chat if what she's saying is false. Please. We are too educated to not take this walk down this road. We gonna stop ignoring these motherfuckers when they come out acting like this because I got a word from my ancestors this week. From your ancestors too. All them bad bitches that went before us. They said we can't sit here and let this woman slither among us as if she's one of us. Somebody got to call this hoe out. While she trying to call everybody else out, somebody has to make it known what it is and what it ain't. In a way that can't be denied or declined. It is our responsibility as women to call out the real from the fake. Now we'll see a trans walk down the street and a heartbeat be like, "Ooh, that's a man, that's a man." But y'all let Jaguar Wright stand up amongst us? Hell no. Absolutely not. She wears drawers with dick holes in them. And I'm going to call that shit out. I am not going to allow this woman to continue to run amok in our community, if for nothing else, but just to say I did it so it don't go down the wrong way when it come to me. Now, after tonight, she might just be good for some entertainment. Because when I tell you, this shit had me dying. I didn't even watch the end of it because it was so funny to me when you think about it from like the perspective of like knowing Jaguar Wright ain't shit. When you think about it and you don't let yourself get mad at it, this shit is hilarious. So let me just let
Ma'am. My name is Jacqueline Wright Johnson.
Okay.
Thank you for the cash app. I really appreciate it.
Ms. Jacqueline, just in case we're disconnected.
You don't have it on your switchboard?
Ma'am, can I get a good callback number just in case we're disconnected?
I hear you, but I'm just...
You know that bitch ain't had a job in a minute. She said you don't have it on your switchboard.
Asking because my phone number is very sensitive.
And now, so you said you called, your husband has been threatening to kill you.
Yes, for the past 2 days. He assaulted me last night at my show. My show was canceled because he told my band he was having me arrested. I was a thief, and they didn't have a job anymore. So go the fuck home.
Y'all, Shauna told us what happened, right? Shauna talked to the owner of the establishment who said there was no show, there was an open mic, and Jaguar Wright had invited herself to join the open mic. And while she was working with the band to see if they were going to do something together, her and her and Gerald started arguing. And he went outside. They never got in a fight. They never got in an argument. There was never any kind of physical interaction. Nobody had to carry him out. He never spat on her. None of that happened. They just disagreed. And there was no show. She'll go on to say her drummer something. She don't have no drummer. If I had a drummer, you'd know it. I got a daughter, and you know it. There's nobody in a professional band that goes live as much as she does, and you don't know she's got a band. Name one person in Jaguar Wright's band. Name one instrument in Jaguar Wright's band. I don't have much time to wait.
Oh.
This bitch is lying.
Then he assaulted me in front of my drummer. 6 men had to escort him out onto Cockrell Hill Road.
She doesn't even do white girl well. She doesn't even do the white woman police voice well. She still sounds like a low-life human being. She sounds like a street person. I'm not saying white is right. What I'm saying is, if you're going to try to make that kind of tone, at least get it right. At least get it right. I'm not going to show you how to do it. That's for me when I have to call the police.
Stalked outside, waited for everybody to go back inside when I was sitting in the car.
No, Sir Smiles. I'm saying name one instrument in her band. Name one person in her band. Because Jaguar Wright got a band. Miss Nader said she played the triangle. Jaguar Wright got a band. She got a drummer. Y'all.
Then he had the key to the access panel, got in the car, hit me, and spit in my face. And then the guys had to pull him off of me out of the car and escort him off the property again.
Y'all, did this happen? Shauna talked to the owner of the establishment. I don't believe for one half a second that this didn't happen because the owner said it didn't. The owner said none of this happened. None of it. Not even a little bit. It was non-dramatic. They did decide not to let her enjoy the open mic.
That this is happening.
I have no money. I have no money because he's hijacked all of our business money that comes in from our Roku TV channel. He's spending it. I have $5, a quarter tank of gas. My son.
She's had $5 and a quarter tank of gas for almost 2 weeks now. Oh, it was a half a tank of gas last week. But she been in Shreveport, so I guess she only used a quarter tank of gas to get from Dallas to Shreveport. But that same $5 she had when she got locked up last Monday. Not this past Monday, was it? Was it this past Monday, girls? I can't even. Was it this past Monday when she got locked up? Because I'm expecting her to do something in the next 72 hours. That's her cycle. That's her news cycle. She had that $5 in her pocket when she was trying to sell pussy at the bodega, remember? At the Chinese food joint? That same $5 in her pocket. And that day she had a half a tank of gas. Now watch her say she's in her studio.
Son and my goddaughter, and we have no money because he's
Where is she though?
Taking everything. Right now, we're trying to get control of my emails back because he hacks into my phone and my tablet and shuts it down and puts a password on it so I can't.
What she really means to tell you is she did not pay her GoDaddy bill for the email package and the website. What she's planning for you to understand, we already did research on her domain last week. Monday, we did research on her domain and found out that her domain is expired. It's not in a sellable, transferable, usable state. What she doesn't know is that what she does know is that any day now her website's gonna be gone because she hasn't paid the bill. Because we sold it to her for like we gave her the email for free for a year, but it renewed at $138. We sold her the website we gave her the website for free, but it does renew at like $4,000 or $5,000 a year. You know, and she misused that whole $6,000 she pimped off of Angela last week. So I'm telling you, that's what's happening. She's figuring out how to tell you that her website is no longer going to be up.
Get into it. I couldn't even call 911 last night.
Okay, so you didn't call them. You weren't able.
She said she didn't call 911 last night, but that was the day after she called the mayor's office cussing everybody out, calling people black bitches and shit. You couldn't call 911 last night, but you showed up at the police station in some shitty Pampers. Gave yourself angina.
He took over my fucking phone.
Okay, is he with you now?
No, he's not. What the fuck do you think?
She's so entertaining.
Okay, I'm sorry, man.
That was a dumbass question, though. Is he with you there now? What the fuck? What the fuck? That was a fucking stupid ass question, but she got the lady all flustered. She better than me, Lord Jesus, because I would have cussed that hoe out. Do you wonder why that nigga upside your head? Because I'm about to be too. I'm telling you.
I'm just trying to make sure that you are safe.
She better than
yeah,
me.
I'm safe. I told you I slept in my fucking car.
She told all of us she slept in the car, which means Angela was sleeping in the car. Now, I know a little bit more about the Sam situation than I can say. What I can say is Sam was also sleeping in the car. Okay? You ain't heard nobody talk about Sam in about a week, have you?
Okay, and so do you have any family or friends in your area?
Bitch, go get him. Send somebody, go fucking get him. This nigga's threatening to kill me. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If he runs up on me again, like he busted my fucking windshield on a car I just bought, bam.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Bam, at the beginning of the month, I'ma shoot him. Do you hear me? I will defend myself because he is a wild fucking animal right now. I will shoot him and I will put him fucking down.
Fuck around with that fentanyl.
I don't want to do that.
Now, who y'all hear there right there? Who was that y'all heard right there? Who was that y'all heard right there? In the background. Sound like the inside of a tree bark. Who was that y'all heard in the background talking? Because I told you that was Tokyo Tony's Phantom channel, right? I'm going to let y'all catch that on the playback.
You know what y'all done to him. Go get him. Get him some fucking help. He's been bleeding out his ass.
Tony. I'm going to do that again just for you.
Fuck around with that fentanyl.
I don't want.
Did you hear her that time, Miss Naders? No, that wasn't no lasagna. That was tweaked out Tony.
Do that. He's a veteran. You know what y'all done to him. Go get him. Get him some fucking help. He's been bleeding out his ass for 3 weeks straight and refuses to go to the hospital.
She tells everybody's business but her own. Do you hear me? She tell everybody's business but her motherfucking own. How do you tell somebody this man been bleeding out his ass for the last 3 weeks, but you want him to fuck you and yours? Lord Jesus.
Now,
all the way live.
I know that this is very hard for you to go through, ma'am, with what you're going through with your husband.
He needs help. He needs help.
Okay. Have you
probably been
in touch with any local resources, any shelters, any?
What are you talking about shelters? What would I need a shelter for?
Watch what she said. Because, bitch, you was sleeping in your motherfucking car. In the car.
You said you were sleeping in your car.
Yes, I slept in my car because I couldn't go home.
You couldn't go to a hotel?
Okay, do you have anywhere to go?
I'm sure there's a Four Seasons somewhere in Dallas. A Waldorf Astoria, a W, a Ritz Carlton. A JW Marriott, a Hilton. It's a something you could have went to and not had to sleep in the car.
Did I say I was safe?
Okay, ma'am, I'm
no, because you starting to piss me the fuck off. I don't need no shelter. I'm not some poor veteran's wife who married him.
She just said she had $5 in her pocket and a quarter tank of gas.
Because I ain't had no job. I have a Roku TV channel. I am a YouTube content creator. I have money. Do you know where I'm at right now?
She has a whole Roku TV channel. Now, I already did my research on that. And first of all, it ain't no channel. It's a show, which is different than a channel. I wish she knew how to use a dictionary. Jesus. Because a channel has more than one show. So, like, let's just say, channel 13. You can watch different things at different times on channel 13, which is a part of, channel 13 might be housed at WVTR, which is the station, and owned by ABC, which is the network. Bitch, you say you got all three, and I can't even understand.
Studio where I film all of those videos that go viral every other fucking day. Now I'm telling you, he's been online talking all kinds of shit. He's spiraling out. He's fucking stalking me, and he's threatening to kill me.
But you ain't heard no time during this call the line beep because somebody called in, right? See, because when people call me with that bullshit, I be listening. Because if they stalking you and they been calling you, they going to call while I'm on the phone with you too. Because they been doing that. They been calling. So they going to call. And if you talk to somebody this long, it's been 6 minutes, that line ain't beeped once. And if you've ever dated an African, you know they like to call you 17, 18 times back to goddamn back. And that's what she's saying this man is doing. Her throat ain't sore. She loves chaos. She's addicted to chaos. It feeds her destitute soul. But we've already decided what we're going to do with her, and we just allowing it to happen. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I'm seeing happen.
What you gonna do about it?
Okay, would you like for me to do a three-way call over to the police?
And see, let me stop this for a second, because while she doing all that hollering, you ain't gonna be surprised when she can't say nothing.
Them and tell them
he's not at home.
How you know?
Okay, still you can call. We can do a three-way call, and you can.
He's in the streets, plotting and waiting for my location on my phone to pop up in an area where he can, so he can kill me.
How do you know? Well, you only got a quarter tank of gas. You can't really go nowhere. In your new E-Class, apparently. You can't go nowhere. What's a quarter tank of gas? You can't go nowhere. My car won't even run on a quarter tank of gas. Shoot, if you got a luxury car and you got a quarter tank of gas, your car be like, I need to get to Shell or Chevron quickly, mama. Shit, if I got 50 miles on my car, it'd be like, hit. But she got a Ford Flex. Them Ford Flexes will drive on air. That's one thing I love about a Ford. Man, you could drive a Ford empty and it's still gonna go. But anyway, how he gonna find her? Where can she go? She got a quarter tank of gas. He's waiting for her to get in an area where she can get her. Hasn't he been to that hotel? Haven't we seen that blanket before? Wasn't that the office? Now she just said she was in her studio. But 2 weeks ago that was the office where the Waffle House box was holding up the phone for her to yell curse words at the TV that doesn't talk back. And say, Gina, they lied on us. This is studio in the office. It looked like fucking dirty ass.
Okay, and so if you feel threatened, and there's ways that the police can can get to him or call him.
Ain't y'all the veterans? Ain't y'all the veterans hotline?
This is the crisis line.
No,
Exactly.
Mr.
This
Vickers,
is
see,
a
I can see these
crisis.
comments.
So tell me something.
Y'all see the
Why
comments?
you asking me to call the police and I called you?
Because
he served his country. Y'all shot him full of anthrax. He's all kinds of fucked up from the IED.
Yeah, I was on the phone with somebody like that today, and I started counting the seconds because I get paid regardless. So let me just count the seconds and count my money. Well, I'm going to give you the utmost respect. I promise that. I'm not going to disrespect you. The only thing I ask is for the same in return. And I'm not yelling at you and I'm not calling you names. But if you continue with this behavior, I won't have any choice but to disconnect the call. Well, I did tell you I was going to go ahead and disconnect this call if you kept talking to me like this. And, there's nothing anybody has to do to take this kind of behavior. So I want to thank you for choosing blah, blah, blah. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Click. The fact that this person stayed on this phone this long, they're a consummate professional. A consummate professional. Yeah, she's got those histrionics down pat. She does not realize how uneducated she sounds. Jag does not consider herself to be a lowlife. And not that being uneducated makes you a lowlife, but not having an education lends you to more of a lowlife lifestyle because you don't have the education to be in the environments where people think and live differently. My daughter said to me today she never wanted to go to school again. She wanted a job. I was like, baby, if you choose not to go to school, you ain't going to like the job you get. You know what I'm saying? You go on and go get a job without an education if you want to. Let's see if you like it. And she don't even have, Jaguar Wright doesn't even have a job. She's not even employable. And neither is her husband. And she doesn't realize how ignorant she really sounds. Like it's obvious to people who have education and who are studied and study or do any kind of ongoing study or education, people that read. You never hear Jaguar say, I was reading such and such, or I came across an article about such and such. Nothing. Everything about her is street. And that's my point. That's my whole fucking point. We got to really understand the mentality that she operates in.
He blasts, seeing people turn into pink mist. He has all kinds of night terrors. He beats me up in his sleep. Don't even know it.
Why?
That's what y'all done to him.
Phone call.
He can't even work a fucking job. That's why he works for me, because no one else can hire him.
I said that. I told y'all that. Some women like men that ain't shit so they could build them up and then say, I did this. Some women like men who don't bring nothing to the table so that they can control them. I'm not attracted to that. It makes my dick soft.
I'm sitting here calling the veteran hotline, telling you that one of yours.
Now, I want to make a point. I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you something and I'm going to make a point. And I remember where we were at, so I won't fuck it up. But I want to show you something. So I want you to hear how Jaguar has been talking to this woman, because this is the person who brought this Beyonce Jay-Z story to our community. And we have already talked on this channel about Geraldo Zuniga and how he brought us that bullshit about Shanquella. And we followed his tail for the longest, and the people that brought him to their platforms and never made him apologize, and we never made them apologize. We need to talk about this person that brought this story to our community. Now, you see how she has talked to this person on this phone. And I want to go back to her tone when this phone call started.
You've reached the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. We are here to help. Para español, oprime el número 2. To reach the Veterans Crisis Line, if you are a U.S. veteran or service member or are calling about one, press 1 to connect to
I'm playing this one for
your call is
Ebony
now
Williams.
being transferred to the Veterans Crisis Line. Your call.
Now you hear her language, her dialect, her tone, you nosy bitch. And then listen to when the lady answered the phone, how she get in character.
Will be recorded. Your call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes. During the silent transfer, you may hear beeps. Please stay on the line as your call is transferred to the next available VCL responder.
Just listen very closely to Miss Jaguar Wright.
The Veterans of Military Crisis Line. This is Tasha. How may I help?
My husband's trying to kill me. He's stalking me. He's stealing my money. I can't get into any of my devices. He's fucking windshield on a car I just bought barely at the beginning of the month.
Is that the same person? From the beginning of this to 4 minutes later, is that the same person? This bitch went from
hacking and following me. He told me, well, actually, he didn't tell me. He told my goddaughter that if I came home, he was going to consider me. I'm a shooting. Do you hear me? I will defend myself because he is a wild fucking animal right now. I will shoot him and I will put him fucking down. I said to sleep in my car last night. I'd have to call the police on him twice. Like, dude, he's been online talking all kinds of shit. He's spiraling out. He's fucking stalking me and he's threatening to kill me. Which in my car last night. I'd have to call the police on him twice. Like, why don't you people go pick him up? One of yours is sick and needs help. And you're telling me to call the police?
Is that the same person? From 1 minute and 25 seconds.
People go pick him up.
Hey, can I start by getting your name, ma'am?
My name is Jacqueline Wright Johnson.
So if you feel threatened, and there's ways that the police can get to him or call him.
Ain't y'all the veterans? Ain't y'all the veterans?
This is 5 minutes later.
This is the crisis line.
Exactly. This is a crisis.
6 minutes and 49 seconds. Is this the same goddamn person? And this is the person who brought us the tea that Jay-Z is drugging Beyonce. And the only person who was quoted in the story with a video. Several insiders said it, but Jacqueline Wright is the only one that got a soundbite. I'm going to take us back to where we were. Shit, I thought I knew. I guess I didn't.
L. Johnson Jr. His doctor used to be Dr. Ed Tahi. Then they switched him over to this other bitch with this fucking nurse that likes to call him and flirt with him and shit. Fucking unprofessional bitches.
Who she calling unprofessional?
Okay.
Fuck the VA. For real. Fuck the VA.
His telephone number, ma'am?
For the second time. 214-664-5024.
She is harassing him. She is harassing him.
Do you have his date of birth?
7/21/84.
He right there with you, Miss Naders. And them Cancer Leos.
Okay, and the last four of his social.
Don't know it. I'm not a thief. He know mine. That's why he robbing me blind.
How do you not know your husband's social?
Okay, and his address.
I know it.
You know, I swear to God, I'm sitting here twitching and tweaking because I suffer from PTSD, and I feel like I'm doing a whole
When the last time you heard Jacqueline Wright say she suffered from PTSD? Now, just the other day she became nearsighted and she had angina. And now she suffered from PTSD. Cancer Leo's in the house. Y'all confuse me.
questionnaire, like a survey.
Ma'am, when we made contact with him, I just want to
Oh,
make sure I have all the
I gave you his
information.
number and you refused. You haven't called him yet. I gave you the number twice.
Okay, I want to
and
make
you
sure that
sitting
you
here.
were
You
safe
sitting
because
here. You
you
sitting here.
called.
somebody said tweaking off
Please don't
something,
repeat
ma'am.
it.
Yeah, I gotta see these comments.
Okay, ma'am. Now I want to check in and make sure that you're okay and you're safe. You said you're at your studio, correct?
Right now, I am being triggered. My PTSD. I am triggered.
All of a
And
sudden,
you ain't
the
making it
victim.
no better.
Trying to be the victim and the villain at the same
Again, I am sorry
time.
that you're going through this, ma'am. Now, are you currently having any thoughts of suicide?
I'm thinking about killing you
IBS.
right now.
She
I
said
ain't
people
gonna
be
lie.
irritating her
Jesus
and
help
gives her the
me.
shit.
Please, Jesus,
Thank
forgive
you
me
for
for my
reminding me.
thoughts.
Okay.
If another fucking nigga asks me if I'm ready to commit suicide, I might become a murderer.
I just want to
I got
remind
everything
y'all.
to live for.
Any homicidal thoughts towards your husband or
No,
anyone
just
else?
you right now. God help me. I please call the police on him twice. Like, why don't you people go pick him up?
Hey. Hey, could I start by getting your name?
Please help me. Please, Jesus, forgive me for my thoughts.
Okay.
Shut up. Triggered and shitty at the
If
same
another
time.
fucking nigga asks me if
Oh,
I'm ready
welcome
to
back,
commit
Kate.
suicide, I might become a murderer.
That's for you, Miss Naders.
I got everything to live for.
Any homicidal thoughts
Listen to what
your
she said.
husband or
No,
anyone
just
else?
you right now.
She just
God
threatened
help
to
me.
kill the woman.
Please forgive me, Jesus.
Now this is the same person that called for help. I don't understand it.
Okay. But you said you're at your studio.
She said, okay.
You feel like you're safe at your studio.
There's a doorman here. There's security here. And I'm in a locked loft. And I have not left since I parked my car.
This woman and her stories.
And I'm not alone. My son is here and my goddaughter's here, who he has emotionally abused and battered.
When did that happen?
And they're witnesses to everything as well.
When did that
As
happen?
the 50 other people who watched him attack me last night like a wild dog as they had to drag him into Cockrell Hill.
Not a wild dog.
Okay.
Ain't you gonna call him?
Yes, I'm going to make outreach to him. Now, once I make outreach to him, would you like to receive a call back if I'm not able to reach him?
Yeah, that would be nice to keep me in the loop, considering it's my life on the line.
If I'm not able to reach him, I would not. If I'm able to reach him, I would not be able to call you back.
That's fine.
If I'm not able to reach him. Now, would you like for me to tell him that you told us to call, or would you like to remain anonymous?
Yes. Tell him I did it.
Okay. And now, so just to confirm, are you having any thoughts of suicide, ma'am?
Next question. I already answered that shit. You starting to get on my nerves.
Have you had any thoughts of suicide in the past?
Yeah, after I got gang raped and all and left for dead for 2 days. Yeah, life wasn't much worth living. And after my son was murdered, you know, life didn't feel so right after
Told
that.
him he was dead to her.
What the fuck you been through? You sitting here asking me these motherfucking questions. What the fuck you been through, bitch? Call him!
Yeah.
And go get him!
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, could I start by getting your name, ma'am?
My name is Jaguar Wright Johnson.
I just don't understand. Who are we talking to?
Okay. And a good callback number, Miss Jacqueline, just in case we're disconnected.
Like,
ma'am.
Don't you man me. Don't you fucking man me. Don't you man do your job. He's a veteran and he's losing his grip and he needs help. He doesn't need to be arrested because if he gets arrested, they're going to kill him because he has a gun on him and he's going to act a fool.
thank you to all 143 people here.
That's one less check y'all got.
Go ahead and hit that like if you are enjoying this pure entertainment.
How about that reality?
From this evil woman who will exterminate herself.
to go get him so he can go into a full manic rage with a loaded pistol with one in the chamber, like he done said online a million times, and pointed at them cops, and them cops shoot him dead. And then Uncle Sam get to say,
Y'all ever heard Gerald say that online? You ever heard him put a gun in the chamber? Now, he did say he showed it on the interview because it was asked. I believe it was Hear Her TV that asked him about the gun, and he showed it and showed that there's one in the chamber, and he's skilled at handling that thing. But you ain't never seen him say fuck the police or nothing like that. You probably seen me say that shit. You probably seen me say that shit, but you ain't never. I don't think we've ever heard Gerald Johnson. Yeah, he showed the gun on the blue couch. It was part of the conversation. It was asked about. He didn't just come in like, "Ooh, I got a gun, y'all." It was asked about. It was part of the conversation. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying she
save a
lying.
few bucks. Is that what the fuck this shit is about? Is it? You know Texas is a one party. You know Texas is you do know Texas is a one party recording state, right? You only need consent of one person to record a conversation. And guess what? I'm motherfucking consent. Because I'm recording all this shit. Do your job.
She's a nut. Okay, so now, y'all, I want to get to the most important part of this conversation. Now, I included that story because I thought it was really important because Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Tina all told me to go to the source. But they weren't talking about Jaguar because obviously when we see her, we see she ain't shit and she's not a source. She's not what you would consider in news world or even in the legal world to be considered a credible source. She's not credible. If you think Jaguar Wright is credible, can you put like a ice cream cone in the chat? And if you think Jaguar Wright is a liar, can you put like a hamburger in the chat? Excuse me, I'm so interested to know. If you think Jaguar Wright is believable, please put an ice cream cone in the chat. And if you think she is not believable, please put a hamburger in the chat. Oh, she is turning into the boy who cried wolf right before our very eyes. I see hamburger, hamburger, hamburger. I'm reminded of that game I used to play back in the day where we used to build the hamburger. I think it was on a VIC 20 or a Commodore 64. Oh my God, there's hamburgers all over the place. I don't see any ice creams. Now there's 138 people in the chat. I know it's probably a lot of ear hustlers, a lot of eavesdroppers. I'm sure Jaguar or Angela or one of y'all versions of each other are in here because I've seen some things. I know who you are. You think I don't know? Bitch. I know everything. Welcome back, Miss T. Taylor, baby. We are T. Taylor, baby. The question is, let's just talk about what we just saw and knowing the backstory of the conversation that we just saw Jaguar Wright have with the representative at the VA's office. Now, wasn't it Jaguar Wright who said she don't be calling the police on Goomba? It's always a friend of hers who calls the police. Last time it was Angela. The time before that, it was somebody else. But remember, she said she didn't call the police, but the police happened to call her directly after. Burger time. Yes, that was the game. Yes, please get those likes up. I'm grateful for all 140 people in here, and I'm grateful for all of your likes as well, or your dislikes. If you in here, give me a up or a down. Don't just sit here and stare at me. That's kind of creepy. When I lived in China, people would do that all the time, and I'm like, Nishuyao, Nishuyao, God, Nishuyao Shinma, what do you want? I remember walking up to this man once. I was working out, and in China, they have all the parks are actually for older people. They're gyms. They're outdoor gyms for the elderly because kids aren't allowed to play. The only thing kids are allowed to do in China is study. And so I was at the park working out, and this man drove by real slow, taking pictures of me, and he gave me enough time to go on my phone and write a note in Chinese that was like, "What do you want?" I didn't know how to say it then. I know now. But I was like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, no, 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 no." I was like, "Don't I go?" You know, like, damn, you don't sit here and just stare at people. I remember people would just stare at my daughter, and I'm like, you're creepy, nigga. Why are you staring at my kid? Ooh, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or something. Tell a nigga what's tea. But yeah, this is the woman who brought us the story about Jay-Z. She's the only person other than Uncle Ron who said it. And Uncle Ron said, you worship what you worship. So his issue with them is mainly religious. That's baseless. Um, yeah, that the kids don't play. I mean, little kids play and elderly people play. That's it. Once you get to school age, you do not play at the playground. You study, nigga. What you thought? What you thought? The honor of the family depends on your grades. And if you don't grade well, it's okay for you to kill yourself because you know you dishonored your family. No, they not on it, honey. That nah. One day I'll tell you, they not on it. There's nothing a Chinese person has brought to society that they created themselves. Name one thing. So anyway, no, they are counterfeiters, and I don't mind saying it because I don't carry counterfeits. This nigga tried to sell me a Louis Vuitton counterfeit, and I pulled my wallet out of my bag and showed him. It's like, you see this yellow stitching, nigga? Where's your yellow stitching, nigga? Where your brass at, nigga? How come it's made out of two pieces and not one, nigga? How come the other side, the LVs ain't upside down, nigga? You talking to a motherfucking collector. You can't sell me no fucking counterfeit. Miss Naders, it was this store in Chongqing. I don't know if I told you about it. And they said they had real everything. They had shit Louis Vuitton didn't even make. And half of their purses was in plastic bags. You will never buy a Chanel bag in a plastic bag. God. But no, they're not innovative at all. No, they've actually said 2020 was supposed to be the year of innovation, and then they sent COVID all over the world. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, let's get to the next video because now I get to tell you what I really think. Y'all, I've been holding this thing in my throat chakra this whole show because I've been wanting to talk about what I really think because we're about to watch a different video and you're going to hear Tina Knowles say the same exact things. And now you'll get to see what's really going on in the Carter.
Plane and older white
Hold on,
woman.
start it over for you.
I can remember getting on a plane and older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
Tina Knowles.
Now I want to mention that part. Now this story is by Entertainment Tonight, um, which is also a white media source. Okay, but you're gonna notice a big difference in their presentation and their use of these sound bites than what was used in the other Culture Vulture thing. Now, Tina said the same thing. I can remember getting on a plane and this white woman said, "How could you let him marry her? Blah, blah, blah." Right? Now, black people seem to have grabbed that from the other one and felt like it supported the fact that Tina Knowles was concerned because, you know, a white woman was concerned and a white woman didn't approve of their relationship. So there must be something wrong, right? Because if white people aren't accepting of it, then it must not be okay. I'm going to start it over again now so y'all can hear this thing in context.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
Tina Knowles Lawson is sharing a telling personal story.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example.
Speaking with Gayle King on CBS Mornings, the mother of Beyonce and Solange discussed her latest project, Profile the Black Man.
That's the narrative. I felt threatened. I felt afraid. If they got on handcuffs, they're still a threat because they're black men.
The morning show aired a clip from the upcoming docuseries where Tina described this memorable encounter.
Did y'all know about this documentary? Please put a 1 in the chat if before this conversation that you and I are having right now, if you knew about this documentary, if you'd ever heard of it. Give me a 1 in the chat. I'm not going to do it like Jaguar Wright. I'm going to give you another option. Give me a 0 in the chat if you've never heard of this project before right now. Please. I don't beg you for much. I'm going to need your feedback on this one. If you knew this project was happening prior to this conversation, please give me a 1. If this is the very first time you've ever heard about this project, please give me a 0. And you see now why I'm upset. I'm going to start it over again because I think it's so important.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
Tina Knowles Lawson is sharing a telling personal story.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example.
Speaking with Gayle King on CBS Mornings, the mother of Beyonce and Solange discussed her latest project, Profile the Black Man.
That's the narrative. I felt threatened. I felt afraid. If they got on handcuffs, they're still a threat because they're a black man.
The morning show aired a clip from the upcoming docuseries where Tina described this memorable encounter.
Watch this.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right?"
Now, I'm interrupting this for a moment because this shit is some bullshit. It's so important to go to the source of what was said in the full context. That's something I learned when I was in seminary. Don't never let nobody give you no scripture and tell you what it is. You read what was before and you read what was after and find out what that thing really, really, really means. Media is powerful at editing and changing what people say to make them say what you want, what they want you to hear. Now, so far, we see that this woman has a documentary she's releasing about the profile of the black man and the stigmas that black men face in this country. Now, I'm going to ask you this question before we continue because I'm rude and ignorant. Do you think she was talking about Jay-Z controlling Beyonce when she had those sound bites on that other story? Now that you know she's got this documentary coming out. If you still do, that's cool, because you could. But do you think so? Let this continue. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
How did you let him marry your daughter? And it was just shocking to me. And I said, no, actually, my son is a CEO.
What was her response? Was she like, oh, I'm worried because I think he's drugging my daughter? No, she said, no, bitch. Actually, my son is a CEO. Actually, my son makes more money than your son could think about, dream about, meditate on, manifest, imagine. My son got money oozing out of his cufflinks. He's a fucking CEO. No, he ain't no gangster rapper. Yes or no? Yes or no? Somebody tell me, what did the woman say? Did the woman say, oh, white woman, I'm so sorry that my son-in-law has not met your approval and your stereotype of what a successful man should be? Oh, white woman, I'm so sorry that you don't accept our family, white woman. Massa, I apologize that my daughter married that nigga, Massa. No. Did Tina Knowles say she was concerned about her son drugging and controlling her daughter? Now y'all heard what the fuck the whole, and I cut it off. We haven't even finished it yet, but I couldn't keep it. You heard the context in which she said what she said now. Just a couple more words before and a couple more words after, and you see she said something completely different. If I'm lying right now, put a pig in the chat. If I'm not lying right now, put some angel wings in the chat. Let's get this baby together. Go ahead.
She didn't think of him as a CEO or even a talented celebrity that, was a great businessman.
Following the clip, Tina shared what she took away from the experience.
At that time, I remember thinking, I can't be mad at her because that is what the media portrays.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example because I'm thinking, and then you followed up by saying, I'm not even mad at her. How are you not mad?
I sat there and I thought about how the media portrays black men and how that is typical of the things that they would focus on. Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Tina hopes her new project helps.
You tell me. Because we're going to go back and watch it again. That was only 1 minute and 35 seconds. Okay? Every single thing Tina Knowles said was also in that other video. Everything Tina just said here was, but it was all put together. And there were other things that were included. That woman never said she was worried about her son-in-law drugging and controlling her daughter. She never said it. It's not in sentiment that she's ever expressed. As a matter of fact, when it was placed before her that her daughter might not be in the right relationship, she defended her son-in-law because she saw it as a racial stereotype. Don't nobody have no problem with no white men being in control in their relationships. Nobody ever has a problem with white men being in control and having a hierarchy in their relationships. But when a black man does it, now he's controlling. Now he's controlling. Now somebody tell me, because we're going to watch this again. It's only 1 minute and 35 seconds. And Jay wasn't never no gangster rapper. Never. Listen, I know Jay-Z's music. I just finished listening. Was it The Blueprint? The first one? I was listening to the whole album the other day. Jay-Z was never a gangster rapper. Jay-Z always rapped about money. He rapped about selling drugs, but only just a little bit. Like, he never talked about no real gangster shit. He said, I never went to jail. I mean, he was never a gangster rapper. See, because to white people, a black rapper is a gangster rapper. There's nothing in between. There's nothing in between. There's no in between. What is a gangster rapper anyway? Okay, that wasn't a phrase or term that was ever created by us. It was just rap. We didn't create that. I mean, a gangster was rapping. It was a nigga that was in the streets making music about his life. But we have to understand how much we want white people's approval that we would even let. She didn't allow that to be said. But for some reason, when she said, I've seen other people cover this. And when she said a white woman said it, all of a sudden it became important and true. Because this white woman said, Jay-Z, that's all she could get. And she got you thinking about Jay-Z. And I'm sitting here thinking about Jay-Z like, what you mean that's all she can get? I mean, how many women wouldn't want to be married to a man who's been in his role in his field long enough and strong enough to be a billionaire? Because that's what they're talking about. Because that story went all into cheating and all that other stuff, which did happen. But what that white woman said on that plane was not her husband isn't faithful. That's not what she said. She said, isn't he a gangster rapper? That's all she could get. I probably would have smacked the shit out that hoe. You're not talking about my son-in-law. Thank you. You're not talking about my son-in-law, the father of my grandchildren. No, you're not, bitch, because you about to find out in first class what's tea. See, but we allowed that story to go out and didn't even dig deep enough to find out that this whole thing was a racist situation because they don't like to see us together. They don't like to see us happy. They tried to run Jay-Z and Beyonce through the mud in the media for years, and they withstood every single last bit of it. Every single last bit of it. She told y'all her husband was cheating because if y'all found out, y'all would have drug her through the mud. So they was like, all right. And they made money off of it. You might as well. But listen, let's go back because now that I got that up off me and I don't have to keep them secrets no more, let's find out about this amazing documentary she about to put out. That the other fucking story, they use sound bites. This is the thing that fucking bugs me. She did a whole interview about this documentary. Okay. The other channel, the other show used sound bites from that interview and never even mentioned the documentary. If that's not evil, I don't know what is. So I had no choice but to report that video. I had no choice but to report it because it wasn't true. It wasn't true. Like, you literally just used a person's soundbite against her family. Against her family. To make an entire family look bad. I mean, if we want to talk about defamation of character, it's quite possible that that could be a form of defamation of character. And so I asked all three of them, why haven't you done anything about this? Why have you allowed this to go? And they're like, people gonna put their stories out. Whoever finds out the truth finds out the truth. You know, it is what it is. Yep, it is clickbait, but it's dangerous clickbait. Because that's the type of thing that'll get you killed in these streets, fucking with Hove and his family. But publicity is publicity. One thing you take on as a celebrity, people take on, you know, is knowing that they're public people. I mean, I could tell you this right now. Me and Miss Naders were little celebrities in the city we lived in. In the city I lived in before I met her, I was a for real celebrity. I would go home from work, and my nanny would tell me where I had dinner because somebody had taken pictures of me and posted it on WeChat on the social media network locally. I got to the point where I was covering my face. But something you just know. Imagine all the media, all the stories, all the rumors. Okay, so you got this person who made this story about Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's 9 minutes long, and it's gotten 107,000 views. Okay, is it that 107,000 views in YouTube dollars is worth roughly $30? Roughly. Is it worth it for Beyonce and Jay-Z to fight the person who made this video and take their little $30? No. It's just one of those things that you be like, people used to sell pictures of us, Miss Naders. When we go to the Great Walls of China and all these other people would sell pictures of us, pass them around. That's why I said, if you take a picture of me, that's fine. I want my Liu Bai Kwai. I want my 600 Kwai because you about to sell that bitch anyway. You could only imagine, and we had to dress extremely modestly and extremely conservatively living there with our fat asses and thick thighs. You know what I'm saying? No, honey. Come here, I'll take it off. So let me play this again from the beginning so that you guys can get an opportunity to see how Tina Knowles' words were twisted. Because I'm going to play that other video again too. So we can kind of see it in context. Here we go.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?"
Tina Knowles Lawson is sharing a telling personal story.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example.
Speaking with Gayle King on CBS Mornings, the mother of Beyonce and Solange discussed her latest project, Profile the Black Man.
That's the narrative. I felt threatened. I felt afraid. If they got on handcuffs, they're still a threat because they're a black man.
The morning show aired a clip from the upcoming docuseries where Tina described this memorable encounter.
I love what she
I can
said.
remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right? How did you let him marry your daughter?" And it was just shocking to me. And I said, "No, actually, my son is a CEO." She didn't think of him as a CEO or even a talented celebrity that, was a great businessman.
Following the clip, Tina shared what she took away from the experience.
At that time, I remember thinking, I can't be mad at her because that is what the media portrays.
Tina, my mouth fell open when you gave that example because I'm thinking, and then you followed up by saying, I'm not even mad at her. How are you not mad?
I sat there and I thought about how the media portrays black men and how that is typical of the things that they would focus on. Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Tina hopes her new project helps debunk these damaging stereotypes.
So if we can kind of get people to understand that that's not so and to show them examples of otherwise, that we do have good fathers and we are good providers and we love our men love their own women as well.
That shit?
It's just all the negative stereotype and it's just perpetuated over and over no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just
what is it, y'all? What is it that's perpetuated over and over? Now, the first video, we thought it was Jay-Z drugging Beyonce and controlling her. But what is it that's perpetuated over and over?
No matter what,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
what everybody thinks.
I want to ask you about Jay-Z's album.
I think it's genius.
Over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
Let me go back to that.
And it's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Now, she said what it is. Right before she said it, she said what it is. Ready? Let's go.
Examples of otherwise that we do have good fathers, and we are good providers, and we
Yes.
love our men love their own women as well. It's just all the negative stereotype, and
It's just all the negative stereotypes. That's what's perpetuated over and over again. It's just all the negative stereotypes. 5 words that were kept from us. 5 words that were stolen from our ears, from our consciousness, from our understanding to change the whole story. Do you see it? Do you see how sneaky and conniving and evil that is toward the black family? And this show is not about that. We take pieces and look at them, but I happen to be a black American person. So I can't help but see how this is a racist conversation. When you take a story and have a person narrating saying that Tina exposed Jay-Z. She exposed him. And they use a soundbite that's completely out of context. But don't talk about what she was actually talking about, which are the negative stereotypes on black men. If that person had included those 5 words, they would have never been able to use that soundbite. Y'all.
It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what
you see how they do us.
I want to ask you about Jay-Z's album.
I think it's genius. Like all of his projects, I thought it was really great.
Tina is always quick to praise Jay-Z while chatting with ET.
It's a family night, and I'm just so excited. I'm so proud of my son-in-law.
In November, Tina showed her support.
Now, would she
at the
say that if
premiere
she
of
didn't
The
have
Harder
to?
They Fall.
I mean, I cannot wait to see this movie. I know with the cast that's in it, that they're going to kill.
See, a woman of her age will say nothing before she says something. She would never mention that man's name if she couldn't stand him. She wouldn't purposely congratulate him if she didn't want to. She wouldn't say a motherfucking word. And tell me I'm lying, because you got mamas. Y'all got mamas. You know, a lot of our mamas won't say nothing before they say something, especially in public. You see how they twisted this woman's words?
And it's just an important story to be told.
Jay-Z produced the star-studded Western.
1, 2, 3.
The rapper said he and Tina always know what's most important.
The family out tonight is a family affair. I saw your mother-in-law so proud of.
Yeah, we support each other. That's what we do.
Y'all, they just telling lies. I'm sorry. Y'all, they telling lies. That's really all it is. It's a big fucking lie. So now let's go back and look at that story again. Now that you know what that woman actually said about her son, let's take a look at that story again. Hold on. And even this picture, man, I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed.
It's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just what everybody thinks.
More disturbing rumors are starting to emerge about Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage. And according to multiple insiders, Beyonce's mom, Tina, is worried Jay-Z is controlling her daughter with drugs.
I can remember getting on a plane and an older white woman saying, "Oh, your son is a gangster rapper, right?"
How did you let him marry your daughter?
There's been a lot of speculation lately that Jay-Z is holding Beyonce hostage in their marriage and giving her illegal substances to keep her under control. Many fans have also noticed that Beyonce completely lost her spark ever since Jay got exposed for cheating, and they're saying it's truly terrifying how hypnotized and dazed Beyonce looks these days.
But who's saying it?
Glenn could not be here tonight. He's fighting his illness with the same determination that he used to make Brooklyn a better place.
But it's not just fans who are worried about Beyonce, because multiple sources are also saying Beyonce's mom, Tina, is also concerned about rumors that Jay got her daughter hooked on drugs. So what exactly did Tina say about Jay's controlling ways?
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could come up with.
Though Tina Knowles previously
Is that what she said?
Came after him, it looks like she's now changed her mind about her son-in-law.
Y'all.
Tina is allegedly extremely worried about rumors that Jay-Z is controlling Beyonce by supplying her with drugs. In case you missed it, several industry insiders recently came forward with claims that Jay-Z is controlling and drugging Beyonce, and her fans even got the Free Beyonce hashtag trending on Twitter. Ever since
Which
Jay-Z
one?
publicly admitted he cheated on Beyonce several years ago, fans have been saying that Beyonce is acting very strange, and it almost seems like she's not in full control of her actions. Rumors about Jay being unfaithful have been swirling around since the early 2000s, and Jay was linked to everyone from his record label artists Rihanna and Rita Ora to his former friend Dame Dash's ex-wife Rachel Roy. The rumors reached a boiling point back in May 2014 when shocking footage
You see how they make a
showing
black man
Beyonce's
look?
sister Solange attacking Jay in an elevator at the Met Gala, while
I'm not
Beyonce
saying they
just stood there
perfect, I'm
looking
just saying.
completely hypnotized. One insider told E! News that Solange lost it because she saw Jay getting close with Rachel Roy at the Met Gala after party. And according to this source, when Solange later confronted Jay about flirting with Rachel, she started saying some disrespectful things to her and Beyonce. And that's when all hell broke loose in the elevator. And that's also why Beyonce just stood back and let Solange hit Jay. Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Solange never explained exactly what happened in that elevator, and they only released a PR statement saying this was an unfortunate accident and claiming that the family has worked through it.
How do everybody outside the elevator know what happened?
But then, just a few months after the elevator incident, Beyonce again sparked speculation she was using drugs after she was filmed acting bizarre at a Brooklyn Nets game. The Daily Mail reported at the time that Beyonce swayed back and forth with no music on, while Jay-Z, who was sitting next to her, awkwardly squinted back and forth at the HD screen. By this point, Beyonce had already started working on her album Lemonade, which details all the emotional stages she went through after learning Jay-Z cheated on her. Lemonade ends with Beyonce forgiving Jay and celebrating their power couple status. And Jay later claimed he and Beyonce decided to fight for their love because they wanted to break generational cycles of trauma.
And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For Black men and women, you know, to see a different outcome.
If the shoe had been on the other foot, you know, if the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope. Again, because I love her the same way. No
shout out to the 112
no matter what
here.
side, I love her the same way. I pray that I will, because her strength and her, you know, man, is the strongest woman I know. Like, her and my mother, they battling for one.
However, Beyonce fans were not buying this, and many of them said that if Beyonce had cheated on Jay, he would have never stayed with her. And even if he would have, the narrative would have been completely.
Now notice none of the Beyonce fans. I'm eating liver and onions and mashed potatoes, and gravy. Notice that the Beyonce fans they show, none of them bought the Spirit album.
Different, and people would mock him for staying instead of praising him for being strong. This
All
is
I'm
also
saying.
when a lot of people started speculating that Beyonce can't leave Jay-Z because she's been with him ever since she was a teenager and she doesn't know how to be on her own. See, Beyonce previously said that she was 18 when she met Jay. However, Jay has a long track record of getting involved with much younger women, and several sources have claimed that Beyonce was actually just 16 when she met 28-year-old Jay, and that's when he allegedly started plotting to get with her. Besides
gone
that,
all
Jay
around
had a
the
close
mulberry
relationship
bush.
with R. Kelly, and he actually continued working with him even after he found out Kelly manipulated
now they
and
done linked it to
illegally
R.
married
Kelly.
15-year-old Aaliyah. According to Dame Dash, everyone knew what R. Kelly had done to Aaliyah, but Jay didn't care, and he went on to release a joint album with her.
But I've been tight about this shit for years. So to be honest, like if you remember the best of both worlds, you don't see my name on that. You know what I mean? And
your name is not on either album.
Hell no, I never wanted no parts of that. So when Holmes was doing that shit, I was like, bro, you know our homie violated, and he violated my girl. He violated a friend of yours.
Dame also claimed that Jay was pursuing Aaliyah and trying very hard to get with her. But then when Aaliyah tragically died in a plane accident in 2001, Jay went public with Beyonce just months later. What's also disturbing is that Jay himself admitted in his song 444 that he didn't treat Beyonce as his equal. And on her 21st birthday, he warned her not to embarrass him instead of claiming her as his girlfriend. A lot of Beyonce's fans have said that this definitely amounts to grooming because Jay-Z was way more experienced than Beyonce when he met her. And he basically did the same thing to her that he tried with Foxy Brown and Aaliyah. But Beyonce is a grown woman now. And if she wanted to leave...
I'm still looking for the evidence that Tina Knowles exposed Jay-Z of controlling Beyonce with drugs.
Jay, she could easily do it. And plus, the Beehive would probably support her in this decision. So how come Beyonce decided to stay by Jay-Z's side after he publicly humiliated her
because
so
that's her
many times?
nigga.
Well,
He got some
according
good
to
dick
several
or
people
something.
with inside knowledge, the reason Beyonce can't leave Jay-Z is because he's secretly controlling her with drugs. One of these people is
Same
Jay's
reason you
former
don't leave your
background singer,
man.
Jaguar Wright, who publicly accused Jay of drugging Beyonce and said he was a monster with no conscience.
Jay-Z. Why has Jay-Z been coming up with you lately?
Because he's a monster. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in a can.
No, girl. Not my beautiful Beyonce.
Jaguar also said Beyonce's fans need to start their own version of the Free Britney.
I can't help it.
I'm sitting here
I can't help it,
twitching and
y'all.
tweaking because I suffer from PTSD.
I can't
and
help
I feel
it.
like I'm doing a whole questionnaire, like a survey.
Ma'am, when we make contact with him, I just want to make sure I have all the
I gave
information.
you his number and you refused. You haven't called.
Who's
him
the
yet. I gave you the
monster?
number twice.
Okay, I want to
and
make
you
sure that
sitting
you
here.
are
You sitting here. You sitting here. Please don't repeat it.
Okay, ma'am. Now, I want to check in and make sure that you're okay and you're safe. You said you're at your studio, correct?
Right now, I am being triggered. My PTSD, I am triggered.
You full of shit.
And you ain't making it no better.
Who's the monster?
Again, I am sorry that you're going through this, ma'am. Now, are you currently having any thoughts of suicide?
I'm thinking about killing you right now. I ain't gonna lie. Jesus,
Who's
help
the
me.
monster?
Please, Jesus, forgive me for my thoughts.
Who's the monster?
Okay.
If another fucking nigga asks me if I'm ready to commit suicide, I might become a murderer.
Well, do what you gotta do.
I got
Nikki.
everything to
Are you
live
having
for.
any homicidal thoughts towards your husband or
No,
anyone
just
else?
you right now. God help me. Please forgive me, Jesus.
Okay.
She tried to kill that lady twice.
But you said you're at your studio. Do you feel like you're
She
safe
said,
at your studio?
There's a doorman here. There's
Okay.
security here. And I'm in a locked loft. And I have not left since I parked my car.
Okay.
And I'm not alone.
Well, she only got a quarter tank of gas.
My son is here and my goddaughter's here, who he has emotionally abused and battered.
She ain't never said that
And
though.
they're witnesses to everything as well as the 50 other people who watched him
I
attack
believe
me
Sam
last
said
night
he
like a
has a
wild
lot of
dog. As they had.
respect for Gerald. I believe Sam said that Gerald earned his trust. I heard him say it with my own ears. He said Gerald has earned his trust.
Had to drag him into Cockrell Hill.
Okay.
Ain't you gonna call me?
Yes, I'm going to make outreach to him. Now, once I make outreach to him, would you like to receive a call back if I'm not able to reach him?
Yeah, that would be nice to keep me in the loop, considering it's my life on the line.
If I'm not able to reach him, I would not. If I'm able to reach him, I would not be able to call you back.
That's fine.
If I'm not able to reach him. Now, would you like for me to tell him that you told us to call, or would you like to remain anonymous?
Yes. Tell
She
him
gonna
I
deny
did.
it. She gonna deny it.
Okay. And now, so just to confirm, are you having any thoughts of suicide, ma'am?
Hopefully.
Next question. I already answered that shit.
We can only hope,
You
honey.
starting to get on my nerves.
Have you had any thoughts of suicide in the past?
Didn't she call them? Didn't she pick up her phone and call them?
Yeah, after I got gang raped and all and left for dead
The phone that she was locked out of, remember?
for 2 days. Yeah, life wasn't much worth living, and after my son was murdered,
She's such a
life didn't feel
provocateur.
so right after that.
You can't trust a fucking provocateur. She said she's a provocateur. A provocateur is like somebody who's got exhibitionist issues. They just gotta always be seen. They do shit just for attention. And I was like, at least we could get a little entertainment out the bitch. Don't send her no damn money though. Shit. I know she got some folks in here. I've seen you. I know who you are. I appreciate you being here.
That what the fuck you been through? You sitting here asking me these motherfucking questions. What the fuck you been through, bitch? Call him.
Been through this motherfucking conversation without jumping through the phone on your ass. That's what I've been through. How about this? I've been through consistent training to be able to have a job and do it long enough to make it through this conversation. I guarantee you, Jaguar Wright does not have the grace or skill to be able to have this kind of conversation with anybody. If she was at any position where somebody called her, she would never be able to have this kind of grace. I know I wouldn't either.
And go get him.
Ma'am.
Don't you man me. Don't you fucking man me. Don't you man.
Well, what the fuck is she supposed to say, sir? I told y'all she wear drawers with
Do
dick
your
holes in them.
job.
She's trying,
He's a
honey.
veteran and he's losing his grip and he needs help. He doesn't need to be arrested because if he gets arrested, they're going to kill him because he has a gun on him and he's going to act a fool. But maybe.
Now, y'all saw last week when they was at the restaurant and Guma was trying to get on the road so he could get home and get his medicine, and she wasn't allowing him to.
Maybe that's what
But now
you
she's talking
want.
about he
So
losing
that's
his grip.
one less check y'all got to pay out every month. How about that?
She's so
How
full of
about
shit.
that reality? Maybe you want the police to go get him so he can go into a full manic rage with a loaded pistol with one in the chamber, like he done said online 1,000,000 times, and pointed at them cops, and them cops shoot him dead, and then Uncle Sam get to save a few bucks. Is that what the fuck this shit is about?
Now y'all don't see people dropping off.
You know Texas is a one party. You know Texas is you do know Texas is a one party recording state, right?
And people laughing at her.
You only
Nobody
need
even take her
consent of one
seriously.
person to record a conversation. And guess what? I motherfucking consent.
People
Because
laughing
I'm
at her.
recording all this shit. Do your job.
That was Tokyo Tony's phone to my future husband. Ain't she already married to somebody? Did y'all see that at the end? Hold on.
Need
I'm feeling
consent
a
of
little
one
messy.
person to record a conversation. And guess what? I motherfucking consent.
Watch at the top.
Because I'm recording all this shit.
Oop.
Do your job.
Damn, I fucked it up. Hold on. Let me do it again.
State, right?
Watch at the top.
You only need consent of one person to record a conversation. And guess what? I motherfucking consent. Because I'm recording all this shit.
Look at the top.
Do your job.
That's damn Tokyo Tony's phone to my future husband. Ain't she married to a dude? He look like he eat too much cheesecake. Well, that's what narcissists would do. I told you last week. Man, I saw it a lot in the church. They would try to discredit you so much when you leave them. I don't know why she won't just let that man go. She told him he was of no use to her. So why not just let him go? Leave him alone. But anyway, y'all, I cannot believe we actually did this, but we are within our 3 hour time. I can open up the panel for a few minutes if y'all want to come up. Let me know if you want to come up and share anything. I know a few of y'all were here and already knew what T was and that Tina had not said that. I want to thank Beyonce and Jay-Z and Tina for making it so clear to me and helping me have the path that I needed, because I knew something was wrong. I'm going to drop the link. I knew something was wrong. I knew something wasn't right. And I asked each of them separately. I was like, Beyonce, what is going on? And I asked Jay-Z, what the fuck is going on? And I asked Miss Tina, what in the world is going on? And all of them said the same thing. They said, go to the source. Go find what was said. Go find the original sound bites. Go find what was said in context. And consider the motherfucking source that brought this shit to you. That's what they told me to do, and I want to thank them for making it so easy for me. They laid out the pathwork. Um, excuse me. Let me go ahead and share the link. This is for anybody that wants to join. Except, you know who you are. If you a hater, please don't, because I don't want to eat you up. And I'm not trying to have that kind of channel. I don't build my channel on controversy when it comes to beefing with people. I build my channel on me, bitch. So anyway, if you want to join, come on up. Let me give us something to groove to. Man, that shit was crazy. Can y'all believe? Oh, Riri, you are late. We just finished church, girl. We about to do the call to Christ. I'm telling you, never take somebody else's research. You always do your own research, because the bigger story was the wrong one. The story that hit the airwaves and everybody was sharing, especially because she said, this white lady said, like that was supposed to, like literally, we sometimes can really put white perception and white acceptance at such a high level that we think because they don't accept a relationship in our community that there's something wrong with it. That's crazy. Hey, Chantel, Tuna, nice to see you this evening or morning. Man, Riri, I would like to say this was a really good show. I've been trying to get into something like this for a while because I think it's important for us to talk about how the media portrays us and how we allow. I don't think that story would have ever went out about George Lopez and his community and backlash and said, wait a minute, because his mother-in-law was actually doing a documentary about such and such. Yeah, Riri, that replay is going to be lit. I'm going to give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to get us all out of here. Oh, it's too loud. Thank you, Carol. It's overshadowing my narration. I appreciate that. Is that better, Miss Carol? I appreciate your feedback. I really, really do. I thought I was over here yelling. Oh, I love it when my baby gets stuck on the channel and fall asleep because it's old. Anyway, it's still early on the West Coast. What y'all getting into this evening? A bitch like me is going to bed. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback, Miss Carol. Y'all, this has been a week. I said, Jaguar Wright can't have a normal week. I tried I did really well. I made a commitment to myself that I wasn't going to follow up on anything related to Jaguar Wright in the morning. Okay? I'm at least get started into my own workday because I'm rich as fuck. And if I can't pay attention to myself first, what good am I? So I made a point that I would only talk about the Jaguar Wright shit in the evening. Hey, welcome, Wiley. Why lied to me? I like it. Thank you. I'm glad you'll be back. Come on back. We are easing ourselves out of the Jaguar Wright subject. I literally asked earlier this week, I was like, can I let it go? And today, while I was in meditation at lunchtime, I do this meditation that literally helps me go out into the field of possibilities and grab what I need and bring it on back. If anybody knows about that kind of language, but I was out there in the field of possibilities, and the word I got from the universe was, "No, you gonna have to stay on her neck a little bit longer." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a risk to my own life." She frequents the area where I live. I know people in my chat who represent her and are sitting here lurking. They send me cash apps and shit. Like I don't know how to research. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous and it's uncomfortable just because don't nobody want to be talking about no negative shit all the fucking time. Sometimes you want to talk about something that's a little bit more funny, fun, enjoyable, enlightening, inspiring. I see a lot of good shit all week, and that's just not what I've been led to bring before you and break down. I'm glad I kind of got a break from Jaguar to talk about, Miss Knowles' words being used out of context, but still we had to talk about Jaguar because, she brought us that kombucha. She brought us that rotten ass tea. Shout outs to people who drink kombucha. I don't understand it. I don't know why you would drink rotten tea. I can tell you plenty of times when my tea, I'm drinking tea right now and I got another one right here. I can tell you plenty of times when I'll leave this at the desk overnight and come back and be like, ooh. Y'all love that shit. Y'all paying $7 a bottle for that shit. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Coach Brooksy. I appreciate the compliments. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure I meditate daily. I'm in a place right now. Excuse me. I'm currently in consecration. So I try to I know you can't tell because you don't know what consecration is for me. Consecration for me is avoiding alcohol and avoiding as much negativity as possible, and also avoiding excreting my cerebral spinal fluid through orgasm. If anybody understands retention when it comes to that sort of thing, that's a whole nother conversation. Guys call it semen retention. I don't know what you call it when you're a woman, but it's powerful. It actually allows certain elements of your body to rejoin each other and give you some more strength to carry on. But I'm currently in consecration, so I've been trying to stay away from this whole Jaguar thing because it does drain your energy. And she's an energy vampire. She has nothing to offer. So, any of y'all who were around when I was doing this work on Umar and watching his videos and breaking those down, we didn't have the name breakdown then. I was just in my living room on a Sunday morning, smoking weed and talking shit. And I had to let that go at some point because that conversation just gets heavy and it keeps getting stupid and it gets so easy because people like this, they don't reinvent themselves like you and I. Like they are the same lie over and over and over again to where it doesn't even really need to be broke down. Like how many things in this video where she called the VA were we able to say, oh yeah, remember when she told that lie? It does get old. Like I said, I won't reconnect with any of this stuff in the morning. I really don't. I don't want to. I don't care who's live. Hey, I knew you was coming. I don't care who's live. I don't care who's talking. Like when I'm getting my baby to school in the morning, I'm focusing on my money and my waistline, trying to stay tight and
I
right.
heard
Hey,
that.
Miss T Taylor baby, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I had to order me a pizza real quick.
Oh, that sounds good. I got some liver and onions. Cakes, I don't know where we can find the Tina Knowles documentary, and we need to. I think that that'd be a great thing to support because it apparently she's doing a whole documentary that she don't have to.
Is
She
it
don't
done?
have to. I don't know if it's done or if it's in the works, but it's in that story. Hold on, it's in the story.
If you go
It's
on
only a
Roku, it'll let you know.
skip it.
Wait, I got Roku. Hold on. Look.
You got? Did you hear it? Are you able to hear it? You're able to hear it, right? I can hear it. They put darker makeup on her for this. She said, "Actually, my son is a CEO." Thank you, Carol. Let me see if she gets to the story. All right, let's skip to it. Y'all can hear that?
I don't hear nothing.
You don't hear it? Oh, I wasn't. I was sorry. Here we come.
Well, it's just all the negative stereotype, and it's
You can.
it's just perpetuated over and over, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
what everybody thinks.
I want to ask you
It
about
don't
Jay Z's
say.
album.
I think it's genius. I mean, like all of his projects.
I love that
thought it was
dress.
really great.
Tina is always quick to praise Jay-Z while chatting with ET.
It's a family night, and I'm just so excited. I'm so proud of my son-in-law.
In November,
Isn't this
Tina
like the completely opposite story, Miss T. Taylor, baby?
Yep.
Isn't that the complete fucking opposite story?
Yep.
How dare we allow a channel that's not even a reputable news source, because this is Entertainment Tonight, telling the real story. And there's this channel. I literally want to like launch a campaign against these motherfuckers like I did against that one bitch, and at least get them put in jail for a couple weeks. Like, culture covered. Whose culture are you covering by telling lies?
Oh, but no, it's not there yet. But I found some good movies on
And
there
it ain't
now.
nothing but, wait a minute, I gotta show y'all this. It ain't nothing but black women responding to this shit, talking about they believe that this shit is actually happening.
What?
Look, I'm on the culture covered story where they say that Tina Knowles exposed Jay-Z. Okay?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
ain't
okay.
nothing but black women commenting. Hold on.
They
Let me make this.
haters.
No, they're not just haters. We're not researchers. We believe
True.
anything. And the woman said, a white woman said, he ain't good enough. And we say, oh, well, I guess he sure ain't. Our perceptions of ourselves are so fucking low. Look at this. Nobody's ever said, well, where did those sound bites come from? What was the context of that interview? They talking about they don't know if Jay-Z's in her class. She thanked him for grooming her. Oh, now they got evidence too. Ain't nobody in here asking for no. Where did nobody here saying, well, when did Tina say it? Because I don't see where she said it. I mean, y'all see the same comments I see. Excuse me. Excuse me. And see, the reason why I have a hard time, I went to Beyonce's music because I am a listener. Excuse me. I'm literally only a fan of myself and my daughter, to be honest with you. But I am a Beyonce's listener. There were years I didn't hear a lot of Beyonce because I was in the church real heavy, and it was against God's will for you to listen to anything that didn't say Jesus and ask you for money. So I didn't. There was a lot of albums I missed, like Sasha and blah blah blah, and I thought she was filled with the devil too until I realized that it's Jesus that keep you broke. If everybody that ain't worshiping God got money, so anyway, it must be something to it. Forgive me if I offend you. That's not my intention, but that's just my truth. But I didn't listen to it. There was a lot of years I missed her, but I've always loved her voice. Like, I've always loved her dedication, her craft, her showmanship, just her level of excellence. And so, I've had some criticisms about the way she presented herself, but I also am not a show person, so I don't have those same boundaries. But I said all that to say, I forgot what I said all that to say. Oh, I said all that to say that I had to go back and listen to the music and hear how this woman is spoken about empowering women. I had to go back to even most recent stuff and hear how she speaks about women and herself and just people. I'm like, no, this doesn't sound like a woman who's in bondage.
Right.
It doesn't sound. You got a dog sleep next to you, don't you?
Yeah. How you know?
Girl, I got some good ears. I'm somebody's ex-wife. Listen.
Oh, girl. Ooh, child. Ooh, you terrible.
Listen, I can hear everything. I hear that dog. Uh, but anyway, little
He won't
chihuahua,
get
wake up
off of.
me.
He won't get off my lap, and he is going to
Well, it
town.
sounds like he's controlling and he's drugging you because that's what they said about Jay-Z because he was touching his own wife.
Oh shit,
Shit. They
girl.
didn't say that shit when he let that nigga kiss her on the mouth. They didn't have no problem with
Mm.
that.
I
Man,
mean,
I swear to
she
God.
a actress. I mean, come on now.
You talking about, oh my God. It bothers me because this would have never happened. Like a lot of stuff I say, I don't think this would have happened if we weren't black.
Yep.
Now, tabloids do go out and put out stories like this. But for us to believe it,
I think they're trying to, because it's no more National Enquirer, and those magazines don't be flying off the shelf no more, like the Star magazine and shit. So they trying to bring that shit to YouTube.
well, of course, and that's what the job is of a lot of bloggers. That's what they do. That's why I was saying last week when I was like, we don't do the same thing, so I'm not even mad.
Hmm. But Jaguar is just, she's fucking wrong because she don't give a damn. It's always have something to do with some essay, some um, fornication,
This even
cheating,
looks like a
theft.
tabloid cover, don't it?
Yep.
These look like the National Enquirers, don't they? This is not a
They're
reputable
just waiting
source.
for their moment. You
Yeah, and
know
they
what I'm
waiting for me to
saying?
report that video. Let me go ahead and do that.
Girl, you don't be playing.
I don't. This is my internet. I got the mouse in my hand. Shit.
Thank you all for joining us here too tonight. You could be
Oh,
anywhere
absolutely.
else. Because the YouTube streets are so hot.
It
I was
is
looking for you yesterday, girl. I gotta get your email address,
me.
the phone
Yeah,
number.
I just put it in the chat. Let me put it back up again. Hold on.
Wait, I'm gonna write this down. You crazy girl.
Shut up. It's true. There is a certain response. I mean, when we posting videos about COVID, they got stuff fact checkers and shit.
Ah,
Come on, somebody. So they can't fact check this shit.
yep.
Hold on a second.
Culture covered.
What culture? Juicy
I,
gossip.
I said, I
That's it.
said, I said, black people don't have a culture anymore. Our culture is so contaminated. It's like
Well, that's because we won't protect it.
it's not being protected.
It
And
has we have to
I remember
protect
when
it.
that in the '90s that wasn't cool.
Come on, we gotta protect our shit. I mean, the very fact that you got, and then let me go over here, okay? Because I want to share. I want to share the comments under this video. This is the Entertainment Tonight video where Tina Knowles' comments were used in context. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see something real quick. Hold on. I just got to do a quick comparison. So that video by Culture Covered has 583 comments, 107,000 views, right? That's not even like a real source. This ET video has 667 comments. Just about the same amount of comments.
Mm.
150,000 views, less views, about 20,000 less views.
Mm.
They kind of running neck and neck, but how does Entertainment Tonight have less views on the same on the same sound bites?
Um, could it could it be because people, it's
Look, and then you got
basically,
people over here that have come over here and spoken poorly about Jay-Z.
yep.
They've
I
come over
peeped that.
here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Look,
Mm-hmm.
they talking bad about him over here. That's crazy.
I see it.
Now this woman has spoken on her experience with her son-in-law. She's seen him with his children. She's seen him with his mama. She's seen him with his wife. And she has her own relationship with him. She's shown up to his shit. Not him and her daughter's shit. His shit. When the
Mm.
last time your mama-in-law showed up to your shit and your husband wasn't involved? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
She lying. She lying. When she say somebody's paying her, even though she's got her own money,
Yeah.
plenty of it. She's got her own business, plenty of it. Why is everybody getting paid to cover up the lie? No, this woman actually feels these ways about her own son, who she loves and respects, and sees as a man who was put into a dangerous situation by being raised in the projects and took that same wit and
And
turned
got
himself into
out.
something a lot of white men can't be, and that's a billionaire. So instead of them having story after story congratulating him, because that kind of came and went
And
the
you
day
know
he hit
what?
a billion.
And it seemed like majority of his haters, if they're not like, I mean, that's the art of the sport in rap or whatever with the lyrics. Is he one of the
Hmm.
best, rappers alive? Whatever, whatever. But the naysayers and stuff, you notice like they were friends for a long time, but he left them behind, like Dame
You
Dash.
have to sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
You
When my
have
dad told me
to.
that, I was like, damn, daddy, you right.
My
You know,
parents told me, because I talked to aunts and cousins and stuff now I didn't know growing up. And they
yep,
always say, well, I don't understand why your mom and daddy didn't raise me. And then I'll be wanting to say, look at your kids and look at me.
for real.
I shout outs to all my cousins. It's some that are doing extremely well. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what the fuck. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who.
Yeah.
Because I know my cousin Sharita be in here sometimes. So I don't mean to offend the family, but you know who the fuck I'm talking about.
Mm.
Y'all know. Y'all can't be
Right,
like
Vivi.
you can't always have your kids around everybody. And if I can't be around you because if my child can't be around you because I've elevated. Y'all heard Tokyo Tony say, I'm trying to be on another level. See, y'all don't understand. The governess gave them an out.
She did.
She said, your daughter's demise will be your demise. What does that mean? Your daughter's redemption will be your redemption.
You divorcing your family, Riri?
Riri, listen, I just let all mine go on and be my ancestors. I appreciate you. Listen, I was having a conversation with my ancestors the other day. I'm looking for a piece of property, and one of them was like, "Yep, that's the one we chose for you." And I was like, "Well, that won't be the one I get because y'all ain't never had shit. So why would I be trusting you with real estate advice?"
You crazy.
You don't get more intelligent when you die. You die with the same exact intelligence you always had.
Well, Jaguar, well, I saw her up on King Pain just about an hour or two ago on his panel, taking over his panel as usual. Not his panel, but his live. And she was saying, girl, she said that Shayna Lewis and King World work for Jay-Z,
You
work
know,
for Rock Nation,
you know why she's
and
on there? I'm gonna cut you off really, really rudely because I have to say. Remember, I said last week the best hoes are the pimps. Well, she can't put Angela on that platform. Number one, she's boring. Number two, she rambles. Number three, we are calling the police. So now she got to fulfill all those interviews she pre-sold. Six,
you breaking
she
up.
got to she
Go ahead.
has to she has to sell that pussy that she had promised.
For jerk chicken.
So I'm coming through clearly now.
Yeah.
She has to sell that pussy that she promised everybody. People pre-bought those interviews from her.
Yep.
I remember when T.S. Madison was going through something and she had to I guess when Kaya had quit at the last minute, they had sold some advertising.
That was so messed up.
And she
Oh
had to
God.
still do those spots and figure out how to get them people what they paid for because they had bought advertising. See, these things happen in packages.
Wait a minute, and let me tell you this. She said that Shayna is really a robot.
She said Shauna was involved with the blow up of her car. Now, why you still call it blowed up when you said it was a fur? So was it blowed up or
Girl,
was it a fur?
that girl, she back at it again. I think her ass was asleep all day yesterday or something because she was quiet.
Hi. Hi. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't like to talk negatively, but I don't watch King Payne because he never has any. Like, there's a lot of talking and cash apping, but not. I have to find a smidget of a moment of actual content. And while I
It didn't
appreciate,
used to it didn't used to be like that.
I mean, when you ain't got nothing to say, you ain't got nothing to say.
I don't
When
know
you in
what's
bed
going
with
on.
everybody, what can you say?
I know, huh?
Listen, when you in bed with everybody, what can you say? My lawyers are mad right now because they thought the chiropractor was gonna get more money, and I'm fine.
Mm.
I'm not gonna keep taking my lunch break to go lay up on somebody's bed when I'm fine.
Well, the more you go, the more money you gonna get, girl.
Well, yeah, that is the case, but it's also an inconvenience to my life to a
Well,
certain
you could
degree.
take a little inconvenience for some ka-ching ching.
You know, I had to settle down and say the ka-ching ching is gonna be the ka-ching ching. I got multiple sources, and my
Okay,
time
well,
is money. You know, if a 15-minute appointment takes me an hour.
I understand because I just went through that myself, so I can't talk.
Yeah, that ain't the only, I got a couple cases happening, not for the same thing,
I
obviously, because
know.
that would be stupid. But I'm not dependent on. I trust the legal system to always get me my money,
Yeah. But
always.
shit, mine took like two. It seemed like every time I was done with one doctor, I had to go to another one. But I was really hurt though.
See, I drive a Volvo.
That's a good car.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. It is a good car. So
And
like,
yeah, when my
it
daughter
take a
was
licking.
when my daughter was young or whatever, that's how I would purchase my cars because I
Yep.
wanted a car that somebody hit me,
Listen, that Volvo stop on its own. You get too close to something, it'll be like, you ain't going nowhere further. Not another
anti-lock
further.
brakes.
Yeah,
That's
that Volvo
good.
took care of me. I mean, the accident that I had, luckily, it was with an Acura. So, you know,
Hmm.
that's a good car too. That ain't no, when he realized it was time to stop, it stopped. He was in the ashtray trying to find a freaking roach.
What?
A little young kid. He was fine
Mm.
too. A little
Hmm.
handsome young man. Anyway,
Ah.
that's about it. He was handsome.
Then
Shoot.
I had got attacked yesterday.
What?
Hmm.
By who?
I went into somebody chat, girl. I guess I guess I'm being we being half-ass watched or some shit. I don't know.
What
People in
people
the
trying to say you
bushes.
can't go, you can't be in more than one. I don't understand that.
Now, see what happened was I was in I haven't really been over there and hear her chat this week because shit, I be at work. I don't be on YouTube all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
whoever live and got the information and I like them, I'm gonna plug in. Especially if you
right.
over there, or somebody, the
Mhm.
homies over there. And then Riri saw it. I wish she would come up here so to help me explain it because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Hold on, let
You
me post the link again.
Oh, you know what? That girl, the one you said that threw you out of her live, that let them niggas
Doctor whatever,
LMSTD whatever.
not STD. Uh,
You know I'll play it.
I know there
Nah,
was one woman who was talking the night after Jaguar got arrested. Now, mind you, I'm on the West Coast, so when I say this morning, it's usually afternoon everywhere else. So when I said Jaguar's going to see a judge this morning, she blocked me, put me in timeout, blocked me and everything. She was upset because I had information, and she really wanted to be the only source of information. So of course I went in one of my other accounts and went in her in her chat.
that's her, you guys. Yeah, well, I think she
Oh,
a low key troll though.
she look at her. She don't look like
Girl.
Loki. She looked like a fucking under the bridge troll.
Wait a
I
minute.
can't